Hello, this is Nancy Guthrie. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? This is Nancy Guthrie. Hey, this is a public service announcement, okay? Hey, hey, Savannah. The least you could have done for me was put me in a gated, secure community for elderly people. Look, I'm 84 years old, okay? 84. Oh my God. And look, I have two hobbies, okay? Two hobbies. I go to bingo. And I like to go to my friend's house to watch Christian television on Sundays. That the services there. So that's what I do.
Hey, you fell for that. You fell for Nancy, didn't you? Oh, it's Stanley Look, it's been Stanley the whole time here. And Dot's not real, guys. Donnie is not real. I keep telling you, but you keep falling for it. That's what I'm saying. But you like that Nancy Guthrie shit, don't you? You like that Nancy Guthrie shit, don't you? I know you. See?
I'm 84 years old, and I just lost my puppy last year. Nobody could give me a German Shepherd. Nobody could give me a German Shepherd. My daughter makes $8 million per year at least. Not to mention all the stock she has. Okay. Nobody could get me a German Shepherd. Okay. Okay. Or better yet, put me in a safe, secure, a gated, wealthy community in Pima County, Arizona. Pima County, not Maricopa, idiot. It's not Maricopa, it's Pima County.
Welcome, everybody. I know you missed me. I missed you.
Who is here? Who's here?
Well, before we get into introductions, I wanted to show you this. I want to play this for you. Are you ready? On a Thursday, we're falling into pieces, my love. Just falling into pieces. Welcome. We'll get to welcomes here. Just dig this. Dig it. I feel I'm in this kind of mood tonight, love. That's kind of. See you, love. Welcome. Welcome, DNI 27, sometimes 28, 29, 30, 31. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome, L.A. Ryan, Spliff and Spleef, and Mint Green Julep Tea. That's right. Welcome, Dame Celestine, Queen of the Stars. Love. In Paris, France. In Paris, love. All right. Who else? Well, don't be shy. It's okay. Don't be shy. Poor Nancy. That's right, poor Nancy. You have a pacemaker. You got a pacemaker? Oh, yeah, she 84. Oh, definitely she. Welcome, Lorraine. Now, what kind of eyes now we're talking about? We're talking dark, amber, with little speckles of gold in them. How's that, Lord? You like that? All right, I hope you like that. Welcome, Creamy Row. What is repulsion? Welcome, Creamy Row. Always good to see you, love. Always good to see you. Definitely. No party without Creamy Row. You like the new candle? It's beautiful, isn't it? There's a nice little blue texture going on there, right? It's like you want to stick your finger right in the wax right there. It's cotton candy blue. And they say, does it smell like cotton candy, Master Nature? And I don't know.
No, it doesn't smell like cotton candy. It's more like a, well, I said what it was. It's like a fresh meadow breeze or something it's called. Fresh meadow breeze or something. All right. All right. Good. Rowan Polanski. Okay, all right, there we are. Roman Polanski. That's a whole other live we could do. Okay, right? Oh, with Sharon Tate, right? Oh, God. Oh, God. Sharon Tate, Manson, the whole works. Oh, God. All right, guys. What are we doing? How is everybody? You all right? Everybody all right? We all good? We not all right? What do you mean heartburn? Yeah, heartburn sucks. Heartburn sucks. Heartburn sucks. And, well, if Mrs. John shows up, you know what has to happen here, guys. If Mrs. John shows up. Yeah, I'm waiting. I got my Viking helmet on, and I got my fucking spear in my hand. I got a shield in my other hand. Mrs. John, I'm ready for you. But I think, you know what? I think Mrs. John conceded the war. I think she conceded the war, and, well, MD reigns victorious once again. That's how this thing goes, my garden. You know, MD always seems to reign victorious, even faced with really horrible circumstances. I don't know how that works, but I always do. I always, yeah, I always do. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but you're feeling good. Hey, good for you. You should feel good. Good for you, DNI. Satire, welcome, satire. No absurdity without you. It's okay to feel too good. It's okay to feel too good, yeah. The garden does rock. Greatest garden in the world, yeah. It rocks. And sometimes it rolls, too. It rocks and rolls sometimes, you know. Thank you, MD. Of course, I'm just waiting for Mrs. John to show up. I know she's scared because I've been beating her ass now in this 100-year Butterface battle war that nobody seems to want except me and Mrs. John and maybe a few of you sickos out there. But it's okay. I identify with all of you because I am MD and I will always win. I will always win. Except I don't know where my kid. Well, I do know where my kids are. I have to go get them though, and. Well, Stanley, you have to go get him, all right? Oh, fuck you, kid. You know what? You're a real pain in the fucking ass, you know. You do, oh, good. At least some of you like the cooking part of the show. Yeah, I mean, it is a good part, satire. It's become one of my favorites, absolutely. I wonder why, you know, but no, it's become one of my favorite parts too, and, prepare yourself, you're right, prepare yourself, Mrs. John. It's just gonna get worse from here on out, so, Ellie Ryan, you don't escape, you're half a double trouble, did you know that? Quick break, and then, quick break, I know. Quick break, but then, what are we going to do? What do you want to do? I don't know what I want to do. More body cam. There's a news conference I want to look at. Actually, I'm going to start with a news conference, right? This is way back, 3 years ago. Those news conferences, well, interesting, right? I haven't really paid attention to those quite a lot, right? But I know there's a bunch, and this is where the real shit was. So I do want to take a look at
portion of one of them. Some more body cam. We know the Schofield kid. We know the Schofield kid was going to win the law. We know the Schofield kid was going to win here. $10 million. $10 million awarded to her in damages because of that psychic. Remember the psychic on TikTok? Right, Gulliford, right? That's her name, Gulliford, right? Accused that professor of being involved in the murders. Interesting. It's interesting, don't get me wrong, that there would be a professor or a coach or somebody related to the school who could possibly be involved in the murders. Just saying, that's an interesting angle. However, the way it was approached was really stupid and ridiculous and wrong, and that's why she got sued for $10 million. And she lost. So there you go. The Schofield kid always wins. Remember, Schofield kid? So even though you and I have drawn cards, we can't say, well, I'm surprised. Well, Dylan. Okay. Speaking of Dylan, $10 million. It's a lot of money. And I don't think her reputation was that ruined. She still has a job. It's not like she was fired from the university. I don't think. Right? So it's not like she really didn't lose her job. Okay. She didn't really, I mean, her ego was probably hurt. And, of course you got to defend yourself against that when you're accused of probably. Yeah, but you got to keep the context in mind here. It's a fucking psychic who said that. I mean, that's why I'm the greatest psychic of all time. See? Okay. You can't make those mistakes. All right, quick break. Man, I got a lot of stuff. All right, news conference, body cam, more Warner, more Warner. The first one when he arrived there with Hunter Johnson. Yeah, we've been through that. The different statements that Hunter made within a 2-minute time period, right? Throwing away an animal. He never said that to Warner. Nope. Yeah, that's all cockamamie bullshit. That's all a joke. I got Beware of Mrs. Chapin. Of course, you guys already know this stuff. Getting in bed with Othram, really snuggling up to Othram. Othram, whatever. Promoting their DNA technology. I wonder how much she got paid for that. Anyway, Mrs. Chapin. Mrs. Chapin is not going to do anything without making a buck. Okay? Mrs. Chapin. If you don't know Mrs. Chapin, you know her now, right? So Mrs. Chapin doesn't do anything without making $1 now. Absolutely not. Yeah. So, like showing up at her son's victim statement hearing, she's not making any money off of that. You know why? Because Mrs. Chapin is the kind of person, in my opinion, that would put all of this in a book and try to sell it to you instead of actually being in public, Well, there's no money in that. However, if I put all of my feelings and thoughts in a book, well, then I can make you buy the book. See? Mrs. Chapin, that is Mrs. Chapin. She is that animal. We all know this. At least that's my opinion. But, But that's why she couldn't bother to show up at court. Why? Because there's no money in it for her to do it. That's why. It doesn't matter. Her son is regardless. That is Mrs. Chapin. So when we see Mrs. Chapin at these appearances, being a spokesperson for now Othram, that happened a few months ago, she is getting paid
for these things. Absolutely. She's not doing this out of the kindness of her own goddamn heart. Okay? Yeah. If she has a heart, it's black as fuck. It's burnt to black fuck with her greed. But we all know that. I'm belaboring a point that we already know. You talk about greed, you got Mrs. Chapin on your hand. Yes, you do. And, well, also Steve G. Don't get me wrong, Steve G is also a greedy fucker. He is extremely greedy as well. So, yes, they are very similar. But what makes Stacy a little more dangerous is that she does not put herself out there and put herself on Nancy Grace and do that kind of crap. You know, she's smarter than that, right? See, that's why she's dangerous, more dangerous, because Chapin's not going to be doing that. She knows better. Stacy Chapin knows better to put herself on those types of things, right? Unless they're offering her a great deal of money, which probably didn't happen. So that's why she's probably not on there, but still, she's smarter than Steve G is. Absolutely. Welcome, Dame Anthis, Queen of the Mountain God. Welcome, Lord. Do you think $1 billion is enough? I mean, do you really need any more? But see, here's the thing. When you have that sort of mentality, again, this is just not from experience, but from what I'm gathering, you don't think of money in the same way that you and I would think of money, right? You have a totally different conceptualization of what money is. And see, that's why it's very hard for us to understand, I think at times, why people who are filthy rich, why would they need anything more than they have, right? But that's why it's hard for us to do that, because they don't think of money in the same way that we think of money, right? They think of money as some sort of it's more of a money is more of a problem, that they like to solve. It's more of that sort of relationship with money. It's not about, I have enough. It's not about having enough, okay? It's about, money is a problem that I want to solve, and I just want to solve the fuck out of it and keep solving it. See? They don't think of it, they don't treat it the same way you and I treat it. It's a necessity. We have to have it to live. These people aren't in that position, right? It's not a necessity. They don't need it to live because they already have enough of it, right? So they conceptualize money in a completely different fashion than you and I do. And that's where the disconnect lies. That's where it comes from. Yes, it's repulsive. It is. It's repulsive, right? Because enough is enough, right? But that's not the way they conceptualize it. And that's why they don't understand. That's why it's hard for them to relate to you and I. Because, why are they worrying about, I'm going to make a point of that. RFK Jr. said recently that people can eat lower quality meats, right? Because they're less expensive, right? See, that's the way people like that think about normal people, like RFK Jr., right? RFK Jr. has no worry for money. He comes from the Kennedy family, right? Give me a break. These people are royalty. They're completely fucked up in the head, like RFK Jr. is, by the way. RFK Jr., in my opinion, is he's the most fucked up fucking Kennedy probably ever. He likes to play with dead deer carcasses, by the way. Yeah, and that's a true story. So anyway, the Kennedys have always been fucked up, right? But anyway. Yeah, but his response, though, was, these the normal people like you and I, we can eat just lower quality meat, if it's because it costs that much. But see, he's all about health and nutrition, right? So we can't be eating the lowest quality shit, right? Do you see how these people, within their very own thinking process, how they contradict themselves because they don't know how to relate to you and I, right? Because money for them, it's not the same. Well, anyway, you already know this, my God. But I'm just saying, if you ever wonder why there's this disconnect, that's why. It's because they have, it's not a life or death thing for these people. They're way beyond that. So their comprehension is much different. Now they treat it like it's more like a game. See, money becomes a game. And the game is, how much can I accrue, even though I don't need to do this? It's a game to me. It becomes a game, of accrual, really. And probably comparison to other people in my tax bracket. So anyway, there you go. I just explained why. There you go. You wanted the best, you got the best. Not that you asked for this shit. Okay. But you never know what you're gonna get when you come into the electric church, baby. Oh, no, you don't. Welcome, Sir Equinox. Always good to see you. Hey, we do have to set the time back pretty soon, Sir Equinox. The equinox is coming again, isn't it not? Yes, it is. No, but I do want you to look at that story about RFK Jr., about him. That's a true story. He used to like to play with dead deer carcasses and dead animals. Seriously, look up and he admits it. Okay, he used to like to play with dead animals and shit. He hit a deer one time in New York. This is a true story. He put the deer in the back seat of his car. The deer was fucking, you gotta imagine what it's like when it's run over, right? He put this in the back of the car. And I guess he kept it and played around with it. Yeah, these are the people. He's running the FDA. These people are sick. He's a sicko. Okay? Look, if people like to play with dead fucking animal carcasses, you're a sicko. I'm sorry. But if that like gets you off, man, or if that excites you in some fashion, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking sicko. You're a sicko. I don't care. No, I mean, unless you're like unless you're like Norman Bates, well, you're still a sicko. But unless you're like Norman Bates, who's a taxidermy artist, okay, maybe, but you're still kind of a sicko. Welcome, Chrissy X Ferret. You're also a blonde. You're also a blonde Lily Rose, aren't you? Yes. Rosemary. We should talk. Hey, we should make a video about the Kennedys sometime. You know where it started? It started with Joe Kennedy. That's where the curse started, with Joe Kennedy and his mafia days and his bootlegging days. That's where the curse started. By the way, if you know anything about the Kennedys, Joe Kennedy, his bootlegging ways, his gangster days, that's where the Kennedys made their fortune, by the way, was in those early days with Mr. Joe Kennedy. That's where the Kennedy name became the Kennedy name. That's where he put them on the map, of course. It's from his illegal bootlegging operations, partnering with the local gangs at the time. Not full-fledged mafia per se, but it turned into that. Yes, it did turn into that. And he was a part of that all the way out, all the way through. Yes, he was. Mr. Joe Kennedy. But you have to admit, for a very powerful family like the Kennedys, you have to admit that a lot of them have died horribly. I mean, horribly. A lot of them have died
horribly and unexpectedly. Like a lot of them. Like a great number of them, actually. Like, wow. I mean, for a very wealthy, secure family, you'd think, man, why did a lot of them meet horrible, tragic, horrible deaths before their time? Weird. It's like the DuPonts. I don't know if you guys know anything about the DuPont family. The DuPont family they're just as crazy as the Kennedys. Holy shit. The DuPonts were equally as crazy as the Kennedy family. If not, maybe a little more. Because what the DuPonts like to do, they used to like to use symbolism and shit. They got a little, they took it to the next level, the DuPonts. They took it another level. Yeah, they're just as crazy as the Kennedys, but the DuPonts elevated it. They elevated another level, actually. Yeah, they did. Oh my God. Yeah. We should do a video about the DuPonts and the Kennedys. But I'm lazy as fuck. All right, quick break. I'm going to go to the textile mill then, hello? Hey, I'll be back. I'm going to the textile mill, all right? You may never see me again. By the way, hey, you might find me in a smokestack somewhere, okay? All right. Bye-bye. 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 Corn woman, I want to make some corn with you. Corn woman, I want to make some corn with you. Welcome, who did I miss? Welcome, Daphmans. DuPont, scary shit. Inbred culture. Yeah, well, yes, you got that fucking right. And I found out the hard way, when Mrs. Chapin, I was hanging out with Maisie, and in her room, and Mrs. Chapin came in. She had a big shotgun in her hand. Man, I learned the hard way. Satire, what's going on out there? Yeah, and she said, well, don't you want any? She said, MD. Now's the time to make some little corn people. And I'm like, yeah, but your mom's gonna blow my head off with a shotgun. She's like, don't worry about my mother. It'll be okay. I'm like, yeah, but what about your brother Ethan? She's like, okay, well, maybe yeah, that's the exception, but it's never gonna happen again. It's never gonna. All right, MD. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just telling the garden my experience of dating Maisie. Okay, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. It was very traumatizing to MD. And MD can't handle trauma. You don't understand that. Yeah, she came into the room. She burst in the room. She had a big fucking shotgun in her hands, guys. And she looked crazy. Like that stringy hair that she has was hanging down her front of her face. And her face was all red. It looked like a fucking, like a tomato, like an Idaho fucking inbred tomato face. She's all red. And I thought she was going to pull the trigger on MD, But I do have a special helmet. But still, I think she would have killed me. And, but Maisie's like, don't worry about my mother. We can still have little corn people, okay? I'm like, oh my God, Maisie, you are out of your fucking mind. Well, you saw Maisie on television. You know how she talks, right? It's really fucked up. And, well, she sounds like me, actually. Yeah, and when I found my brother dead, I went to the ball of the bell. I went to the bell of the ball. I am the bell of the ball. Yeah, but my brother's dead, and, they queened me, the queen of the ball, at the sorority. Even though my brother was horribly slaughtered to death. Yeah, that's Maisie for you. Maisie. And Hunter Chapin.
come from the same family, Master Nature. They come from the same family. They have the same face as I do, Master Nature. The same face. Remember, the electric church. You're in the electric church, baby. So anyway, take a break. Now, I want to welcome you all. Now, listen, anybody who's not familiar with me, you will be soon enough. Because, well, you know, if you don't like Tyrone, then I don't know what to fucking do with you. But anyway, excuse me. Well, I do know what to do with you, but I'm not going to tell you that right now. But here, so this is the electric church. Yeah, and you're going to get it one way or another. Well, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. You're going to get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, what is this now? Oh, yeah. I want to, oh, this is it. This is the one. Okay, then we got to take a break because Masternature is really dragging on here. And, yeah, they call this the Red House, but listen. I want to welcome you all to the lecture church, baby. Okay. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Now you in the electric church, baby. Now you understand the electric church now. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yeah, but wait. Oh, yeah. In case you're still wondering what I'm talking about here, this is Tyrone. You know who's this. I know him your favorite. But anyway, excuse me. 1907, Part 2, Purple Haze coming out. Anyway, but if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the electric church, here is the electric church, baby. This is the continuation. You don't realize it yet, yeah? But this is the continuation of the electric church, baby.
But you didn't wear this in the paratroops.
Not necessarily.
You were what is it, a paratrooper or a parachutist? Or shoutist?
Let's make a difference. 101st Airborne, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, you know.
Yeah. We almost wore the same things tonight. It would have been embarrassing. I turn him on. It's really amazing. I heard you use. I want to clear something with you. I heard you use the expression "an electric church" as an ambition you had. Was this speaking metaphorically or poetically, or do you really want to?
Well, let's see. I don't know. It's just a belief that I have. You know, we do use electric guitars. Everything, you know, is electrified nowadays. You know. Mm-hmm. So therefore, the belief comes into, you know, through electricity to the people, whatever. That's why we play so loud, because it doesn't actually hit through the eardrums like most groups do nowadays. You know, they say, well, we're going to play loud too because they're playing loud, and they got this real shrill sound. You know, and it's really hard. We're playing for our sound to go inside the soul of the person, actually. You know, and see if they can awaken some kind of thing in their minds. You know, because there's so many sleeping people. You can call it that if you want to.
Yeah.
Are the Bond movies?
So welcome all to the electric church, right? Right. Now you know where I get it from, the electric church, baby. You all now in the electric church. You understand that? Good. Dig it, and dig it, and dig it, and dig it. Right. Good. Now we take a break. Welcome all to the electric church. All right. Right. And even Mr. Jimmy knew what he was saying way back when. And Mr. Jimmy knew. See. Oh yeah. Mr. Jimmy and his people, those type, they were 30, 40 years ahead of their time. Yes, they were.
So, this is Nancy Guthrie again. Before I'm being... Wait a minute. George, wait a minute. Hang on. I'm just going out to smoke. If you hear somebody taking me... I don't know. Hang on. I should check. No, I don't see anybody out the door. Oh, God. But it's raining. It's fucking raining. Fucking hell. Masternature. How many you want me to do this fucking bit? It's fucking raining out. Masternature. You're a fucking card, you know that? You're a fucking card. How am I supposed to do this fucking bit when it's fucking raining out? You're a fucking twat, you know that? You're a fucking twat. Fuck it out with you. Fuck it out. You know what? Fucking Meghan Markle's supposed to fucking come over here. Don't I want to see her fucking ass, hell. Fuck, don't even send her, you fucking cunt. Meghan Markle. Get out of here. Just get out. God damn, Master. Well, yeah, because you're a fucking idiot. You never went to Cambridge. You're a fucking moron. And then you want me to do a bit? It's fucking raining out. Fuck off. Typical fucking American. No fucking plan. Fucking no brain. Just wants to fucking do something. Doesn't think about it. English Stanley. Well, you're me. Well, he's a fucking... You know he's an asshole. What are you doing? He keeps the guard in the dark all the time. They don't like it. They put up with it, but they don't like it. Anything else, guys? Yeah, well... yeah, there'll be plenty more as you fucking ramble on into the goddamn darkness. Anyway. I guess the question is, hey, what's the question? The question is, what is your conceptual continuity? What's your conceptual continuity? Anybody who can answer that question correctly will win a free t-shirt in my store there. Creamy Row, I'm still behind on your order, by the way. Welcome, Terry Lynn. Welcome. All right, here we go. Here we are. Where are we? Well, oh no, you can't play that yet. Mrs. John's like sleeping or something. I don't know what she's doing. But before I get into the first press conference, I wanted to remind. Now I know Mrs. John is probably sleeping. I hope she's not dead, but I think she's just sleeping. I hope she's not dead because she does eat a lot of fish and chips, I hear. And that's not good for you. And it's not good for you, Mrs. John. Why you eat so many fish and chips? It's like drinking a Borg, Ashley. Look, Ashley, you cannot drink a Borg because you have Down syndrome. Ashley, please, don't drink a Borg, please. But Mrs. John, she ate too many fish and chips. Well, I just won the war, though. That's okay.
Tell the mother that the baby has been eating paint chips from the walls in the apartment.
La niña estaba comiendo pintura de las paredes del apartamento.
Ella siempre se está poniendo algo en la boca.
But paint and plaster has lead in it. Poison. It hurts the brain.
pero la pintura es como si fuera veneno para el cerebro.
¿Entiende?
Sí.
A kid, he's eating fucking paint, lead paint.
De evitar que los niños coman pintura.
Are there any other small children at home?
¿Tiene otros niños pequeños en la casa?
Ay, Dios mío. Alberto está solo.
Oh, where's she running? Oh my God, he's eating fucking lead paint. No, oh no, oh no, oh my God. Okay. Well, so much for that. Yeah, I get look, the moral of the story is don't let your kid eat lead paint. He turns into a guy. He turns retarded. And, oh my God, Master Nature. Why are you into fear mongering? The garden doesn't want fear mongering, okay? Look, oh my God, you're just fear mongering now and stuff. Oh my God. No, I'm not MD, come on. You're being very weird tonight, actually. No, you're being fucking weird. Showing shit like that, and, all kinds of weird shit from you, and, well, you're always weird. That's why you don't have any Okay, alright. That's why your subscriber count is like shit. Well, it should be more, but like you're off the rails half the time, man. People don't want to put up with it, and yeah, weird shit, man. Yeah, maybe spot the tune though. Do we have to spot the tune? I think we have to spot the tune though, don't we? Yeah, are you ever gonna get on to what you're actually fucking doing though? I mean, you're gonna get it, or... We may revisit Mr. Thick as a Brick. Alright, let's go. Let's carry on. Let's see how this rolls. Right. Yeah, I hate to change the subject, but let's see how this rolls. News conference very early on, 3 years before. Who do we have there? Spot the tune. Spot the tune. Spot the bulbous head. Hello.
My name is Chief James Fry with the Moscow Police Department. My notes today because I want the information you received to be extremely accurate.
Bulbous head.
You have questions, and so do we.
Yeah, I bet.
That is why we're here.
Yeah, that's why you're there.
I'd like to thank everyone for attending this press conference. Joining me today is the Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson, University of Idaho President Scott Greene.
Hello, Scott.
Vice President Tori Lawrence.
Tori.
University of Idaho Dean of Students Blaine Eccles.
Hello, Blaine.
Latah County Sheriff Richie Skiles. Chief Deputy of Latah County
Richie
Tim Best.
Skiles.
Idaho State Police Colonel Kedrick Wills.
Ah.
The Moscow Police Department would like to extend our condolences
No
to all
FBI.
family members, friends, the University of Idaho, and the Moscow community. This was a horrible crime that took the lives of Ethan Chapman, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan,
Hello, Chapman. How are you today?
and Clay.
What's his name? What's my name? What's my name? Say my name. Your name is Cassius Clay, boy. What's my name? Right? Say my name. What's his name? What's my name?
This is a horrible crime that took the lives
What's my name?
Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Goncalves. This horrible crime has affected all of us.
Or something like that.
The families, the University of Idaho, our community.
They don't know how to write. They don't know how to speak. They don't know how to pronounce people's fucking names correctly.
Our country, and our officers.
Over and over and over again. This is the beginning, right? This is the beginning.
but it carries out through all their documents, their nonsense. They still can't pronounce these people's names correctly. They can't. It runs throughout this entire thing. They're idiots. Look, the very basic thing that you can do here is pronounce the victim's name correctly, for Christ's sake. But this is just the beginning. However, this problem carries out multiple times.
Include
Kylie. Remember Kylie?
the Idaho State Police and the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Where are they?
Continue our investigation.
Why aren't they in the room?
We learned that Ethan and Xana were at a party on campus.
And
Madison and Kaylee were at a downtown bar. They arrived home sometime after 1:45. If anyone
they
in our community or across the nation has any...
They arrived home. So yeah, this is, again, we know this is a lie. We know this is not true. They did not all arrive home at 1:45. Again, this is a lie. We know this.
Any information about these times or the victim's whereabouts, please call our tip line at 208-883-7180. The facts of the case that we know right now. We know that these homicides occurred in the early morning hours of Sunday, November 13th. Around noon, Moscow officers received a call of an unconscious person. Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin.
Still, that's you still didn't pronounce it correctly. A little better. It's not Chapman anymore. It's now Chapin.
Anna Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Goncalves inside the residence.
Goncalves, okay.
On King Road.
We gone mad calves. Mad baby. I went to the gym today, and you better look at my mad calves, man. My calves are fucking. They are blowing out of my fucking leg here. Look, baby, look. You go to the gym to me, all right? And I show you, I got some mad fucking calves going on, baby. And I don't even play basketball, bitch. All right. Thank you,
stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time. There was no sign of forced entry into the residence.
That's important.
Investigators are continuing to collect evidence at the scene. Investigators are working to develop a timeline to relevant events. Autopsies are taking place today on all the victims, so we can continue to gather evidence and solve the crime.
Okay.
Investigators are working to follow up on all leads and to identify a person of interest.
Yeah.
Based on details at the scene, we believe this was an isolated, targeted attack on our victims. We do not have a suspect at this time, and that individual is still out there. We cannot say that there's no threat to the community, and as we have stated, please stay vigilant, report any suspicious activity, and be aware of your surroundings at all times. What we do know, or what we don't know, excuse me.
Yeah, okay.
The identity and location of the suspect.
See, already, you guys are right. You mentioned this before, that this was the official narrative right from the beginning. One suspect only. That's it. Do you think these people could have deduced that? No. Not within this time frame. No. And of course, we know that as well as we've seen, right? It's almost impossible. Next to nearly almost, I would say, 99.9% impossible that one person committed this crime. Based on everything that happened, that's the important piece, right? Based on everything that supposedly happened within the house, within an 8-minute window, is almost not. Again, I'm going to say 99.9% impossible. Possible. Anyway, we already know this.
Location of the knife or any clothing that was worn by the suspect.
You don't have that.
Currently, We have 25 plus investigators working this case, as well as assistance from the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Sure. Why is that?
And the Idaho State Police.
And that'd be the question. Why is the FBI here already? Right.
We're reviewing video that has been collected, but we are asking citizens to contact us with any information you may have that will help in this investigation. Once again, we're asking anyone with a tip to call the tip line.
Yes, they got plenty of tips. That most of them they didn't vet properly, right? We know
208-883.
Little G, right? Little G.
71.
Little G is ours, but hey, Sunshine for All. Hey, Sunshine for All. I saw your little fucking number 77 bullshit. Sunshine for All. By the way, I'm not blind. Sunshine for All. If you're gonna fucking shout out to fucking other channels for having 77 video like Connor and like fucking Christie's Chaos, hey, Sunshine for All, you better look at me, because I'm the first one that got it, you cunt. So it's not Sunshine for All unless you fucking acknowledge me, the greatest of all time, by the way. It was me who got it before all these other schmucks. And the only reason why these other schmucks wanted it was because of me. Yeah. So Sunshine for All channel, your little credit there that you gave to 2 other channels, that was mine to give you. I gave you that first, cunto, cunty, or whatever you are. Oh yes, I am the greatest. Don't forget it. I gave everybody the most important Moscow police document in this entire case, when everybody who supposedly has been covering this for 3 years, they didn't even bother with it. That's how smart these people are, right? But these other 2 schmuck channels, they got it because I got it. That's why. And I am the greatest of all time. These little fucking pukes, they don't even know what they're dealing with here. No. Yeah, Sunshine for All. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to gently remind Sunshine for All, with the number 4, that her accolades that she's giving out, you're missing one person here. The originator of the video, like me. Just saying. Master Nature. You know, we getting ripped off on Temu. You know what I heard? Look, Dame Deb, Dame Queen of the, Queen of the Bees. Look, she said we getting ripped off on fucking Temu too. So I don't know who to believe here, but damn, Master Nature. See, you know what it is. I think Master Nature, well, they know I'm the greatest of all time. They know that. So they're afraid. They don't know how to approach me. They don't know how to approach my channel, and they don't know how to approach my God and see. And so I think they take the safe route. They take the safe route, and they're like, we ain't gonna acknowledge the master here. Even though we know deep down subconsciously that Master Nature is the greatest of all time. We know that subconsciously. See, and they have a great fear of that. They have a great fear. So just saying, it's okay a bit. Well, it's not okay, but you know what I'm saying. It's fear because they don't know how to approach us. They really don't. They don't know how to attack me. That's the problem. And I welcome attacks, but I have not been attacked yet once. You know why? Because nobody can attack me. They can't. No. And guess what? If they do try to attack me, I probably will shoot them down within, you see what we do here in our analytical viewpoints. We tend to destroy things rather quickly. So, yes, we do. So anyway, we are the greatest of all time. Again, I have the greatest of garden of all time, by the way. Quick break. But yeah, Sunshine for all. If you're listening, you have to credit the master. You can't just credit other people for taking it from the master. I am the master. Don't forget it. And I got one more trick up my sleeve that I'm not saying a goddamn word about because I made that mistake once and I'm not going to do it again. However, I do have one more trick up my sleeve in this little saga going on here. And when I get it, the garden's first. Always garden first. Okay? And I'm not saying a fucking word about it. No, I'm just letting you know that the master here, me, I have one more little trick that I'm playing here. Yeah. And is it on the 77 level? It's close to the 77 level. Let me just say that. It's close. It may not reach the straightforwardness of 77, because there's not much else you need in terms of a fucking perpetrator in the crime. I mean, you have all the elements of the perpetrator. All you have to do is pick him up and question him for a little bit. And he'd probably admit that he did, in fact, kill these people. Because, that was the blueprint on how you're going to kill these people. Yeah, that's document 77. And what these idiots who got it just on a whim or stole it from me, what they fail to realize is that is the blueprint on how you're going to kill these people. And that totally goes over the head. Yeah. Because if you're going to have one lone wolf in this scenario, well, this is going to satisfy that equation. Yeah. And that's what these people fail to miss. That's why I'm the originator of 77. We studied 77 for a really long time. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I want to acknowledge this. I got and I'm not going to say the name, but I got a series of emails about 77 from somebody who was extremely well informed about it, much more than I was in the beginning, absolutely was well informed about it, and sent me some additional information regarding it. And I just want to acknowledge that. And I can't say their name. But I want to acknowledge that I do appreciate getting that because that added some layers here to what 77 is. And so anyway, thank you for that. Thank you. Because me and my garden, we have been laser focused on that document, I think, from the very beginning of this. And again, that is probably the most important document, at least in Moscow files, that is probably the most important public record or information they put out. Yeah, public. God knows how much more they had that they didn't put out, and that they, I don't know, probably incinerated. I don't know, probably a lot more. Or accidentally lost, or the fridge broke down and it actually froze in. And we couldn't do anything with it, so we had to get rid of it. We burned it, or something. Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah, I can see it. Why? Because look at all the other shit that happened that they did that was completely ridiculous and wrong. So yes, I highly believe there's probably troves of documents that you and I will never see that are completely either wiped out or probably burned somewhere in a fucking burn barrel. Who the fuck knows with these people? When we already see like a million mistakes already that look shady and ridiculous, and you can analyze them and say this is why it doesn't make sense, and it's coherent and 100% almost logic proof. Well, I could probably say with 99.9% certainty that there's probably other shady shit that happened that you and I will have absolutely no idea about. Absolutely. I mean, I can make that stretch. Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. That's why it's always best not to be a corrupt, fucking inbred, pseudo police department. It's always best to not be that. Yeah. Yeah, and your local coroner looks like she just fucking got out of the fucking bingo parlor and is a baker. I don't know, candlestick make. Like, give me a fucking break here. This is Moscow, Idaho? I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, this is a coroner? Now, keep in mind, a coroner and a forensic medical, they are two different things, okay? So, yeah, she probably is the coroner, you know? Yeah, she goes around, looks at dead bodies, and probably got a certification, I guess. She's not a doctor. I don't think she's a medical doctor. That's why they had to send the bodies. Hey, by the way, that's why they had to send the bodies to Spokane, Washington, because she's not trained to do autopsies. Why? Because she's not a medical trained. That's why they had to ship the bodies off to Spokane, Washington. Yeah. But she's the one that determines the cause and manner of death, right, guys? Wink, wink. Yeah. No, I'd probably take that from the Spokane fucking forensic pathologists who are medically licensed doctors. But anyway, if you're ever wondering about that, people new to this case, you ever wonder why they shipped the bodies off to Spokane, Washington, it's because Kathy Mabbott, she's a candlestick maker. That's why. She's not a forensic pathologist. Just saying. So once you start shipping bodies somewhere, and once you start shipping evidence places, guess what? That risk of that evidence being fucked up, that goes up tremendously. Just saying. Lots of things can happen en route with that evidence. Not to mention, refrigeration units magically breaking down overnight with no reason or explanation. Even though these refrigeration units, by the way, they get inspected pretty often. Well, normally they get inspected pretty often. Now, Moscow, Idaho, my guess is these people, they're so fucking inbred and retarded that they don't have these pieces of equipment inspected probably years on end. Years on end. Who knows? But, I can picture it quite easily. All you have to do is get somebody to sign off on it. That's all you have to do. In little fucking inbred little fucking towns like that. Absolutely. 100%. Because I know of a guy who knows a guy who knows you, right? We're all friends. And it goes like this. If you can make my life easier, I will make your life easier. And guess what? We're going to do this together. See? And that's how that little shit plays out all the time. In these little fucking inbred little enclaves that we're talking about here that are dangerous. Something wicked this way comes. Which is the University of Idaho, by the way. That was the wickedness. Oh, yeah. Corn woman, I want to make some corn with you. Please make some corn with me, baby. Second verse, baby. Corn woman, why you gotta be that way? Why you so golden, ripe, and crispy? Corn woman.
ain't you? Nobody wants to hear you fucking sing. You can't fucking sing at all. You're a complete fucking idiot, actually. Oh my God. Don't sing. Don't sing. You made me want to fucking vomit. Oh my God. You're an asshole.
Well, yes, Stanley. Well, that's right, he is. But I could probably sing it better, actually. I'll probably try to attempt to sing it later, depending on how the Black Moroccan Dust goes. Master Nature, what is the Black Moroccan Dust anyway? I don't know, but I don't know why you say that. Why you say it just depends on how the Black Moroccan Dust goes. I don't know. Anyway, boy, I missed a lot of people. Welcome, MS8114. Oh my God, I'm scared, and I'm really scared, and oh my God, I miss people. I miss a lot of people here. Brazier saleswoman. Okay, I'm not sure about that. Welcome, State 48 Snow, and wait, what's your question? I'm sorry. Do we know what? Will more? Yeah, probably unredacted. I hope, and I hope more and I hope more is unredacted. That's what I hope, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Welcome, yeah. Who else? Ellie. Yeah, Ellie. Fucking yeah, bullshit, Ellie. 77 fucking cocksuckers. And, wait, where's Mrs. John? I thought I saw Mrs. John. No, Mrs. John's not here. Oh my God. Mrs. John! I can't start my word without. Is she dead? Is Mrs. John? Oh, well, then I guess I win. But I didn't want to win on these terms. But I guess I win then. Too many fish and chips. Too many fish and chips.
MD, I think you're just trying to draw her out at this point. I think you're just trying to draw her out here by trying to insult her, which is that's not good.
Well, all's fair. All's fair, asshole. And, oh no, not this guy again. Why? Bulbous head?
180.
All right.
At this time, I would like to introduce the University of Idaho President, Scott Green.
Scott Green! Here we go. Hi, Scott. Wow, you look really... Oh my God, your head is just as bulbous and weird.
I'm Scott Green, president of the University of Idaho. And
you just have
with
hair.
me is Tori Lawrence, he's our provost, and Blaine Eccles, our dean of students. Will be available for questions after all of the statements are made.
Oh my God.
The crime, us, this crime and the loss of these young lives is just simply beyond comprehension. While our small community is certainly not immune to such things, it's not a situation our close-knit campus is used to dealing with.
Oh, okay. It's not immune.
First, my deepest condolences to the families.
Can you pronounce their names right? Go ahead. Oh, come on. Really?
And friends of Ethan, Kaylee, Zena, and Madison.
Why is he crying?
Excuse me.
That Bubble's head ain't crying.
Their loss has been devastating, and they were bright lights in our community, and are deeply missed and remain in our thoughts and our prayers.
Oh, dear.
We've been working with Moscow police since we were notified on Sunday of the crime. We've helped when asked and continually pushed for information.
Well, you gotta cry.
Possible.
You gotta cry, mister.
Knowing that we cannot interfere with the important work and good investigations that are occurring. We just want justice for these victims.
Okay.
Our focus at the university is to support our students and our employees. We are encouraging students and employees to take care of themselves as we head into Thanksgiving break. I want to take a moment to commend our faculty and staff who have been on the front lines helping our students, whether that is providing counseling to those in need of support, accommodating those who want to travel home, or engaging those who find comfort in staying busy interacting with their peers and our instructors in class. Our employees stepped up when our students needed them. While we have relied heavily on the expertise of Moscow police, we feel confident that remaining open with flexibility to leave allows our students to decide.
I don't see any tears there, dude. What's he wiping away here?
Ahead will continue to challenge us as this loss and the circumstances
Maybe he had an itch.
Become known.
I don't see no tears.
We will support each other as we grieve, and we'll move through this together as a Vandal family.
No tears there, baby. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Bulbous. Oh, here we go.
I'd like to have Colonel Kedrick Wills.
Podium, please. Colonel Kedrick. Here's Colonel Kedrick. Take your hat off there.
Good afternoon.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
My name is Kedrick Wills. I serve as the director of the Idaho State Police.
Oh, my.
And as we
another bulbous head.
Today,
another bulbous head.
I'd like to express my appreciation for your attention.
Looks just like that here.
Because it's important, vitally important, that we get the information that we have out to the public.
Remember what I told you. You didn't believe me. You remember that inbred gene I was telling you about that runs all throughout the Palouse region? Well, take a good fucking look. We just saw 3 examples of that. This cranium here and this face, very similar to this cranium and his face. Yeah, he just has more fat here. But if you stripped away the fat and the hair, he'd probably look almost identical to him. They still got the inbred ears. See that? The Yoda, they're called Yoda ears, by the way. Same as him. These are all, and you always have this narrow brow line here. Same with, he's no different than Brett Payne. Brett Payne has a similar facial feature here with this narrow eye ridge. That's all. These are all inbred features, by the way, guys. Bulbous head. Now, his brow line's a little bit whiter, not much, but he does have the Yoda ears. See? These are all what I consider inbred features from the Palouse. And so, yeah, they're all the same, essentially. But the eyes usually give it away. The eyes and the heads. See? Now, he has hair, and he's taller, okay? But it's the same fucking head, essentially. That's essentially. Same ears. Yeah. This one does. And if I show you him and Brett Payne together, that's even more. You think they're father and son. You think they're father and son because they share so many similar cranial features together. These are all inbred features, by the way. They're all inbreds. That's why I say that. I'm not saying that. Well, I'm saying that to be insulting, but I'm also saying that in a genetic way. Okay. Yeah. I call them the Palouse people. These are all Palouse people. Indian Palusi. Okay. All right. Indian Palusi. Well, I'm serious. That's why they all look that way. They all look fucked up. They look like potatoes. And it's fitting because they share the same fucking qualities. Just saying. But that's the way it goes. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right. Oh. Welcome, Curious Rose. Welcome, love. How are you, Curious Rose? What is new? One of the greatest nurses of all time, by the way. Curious Rose RN. Greatest nurse of all time. One of the greatest nurses of all time. Yeah, he wore quite the get-up. Oh, yes, he did. All right. I see. 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 You see. You see.
Amazing, I'm falling apart. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. And here I am falling apart. Does that make any sense to you? It doesn't to me. Look at those eyes. Just look at those eyes. Look at the eyes.
Yeah, right. Bullshit. All right, quick break. And this next act, this is Act 2 upon you.
We're gonna find Nancy. Where's Nancy? We're gonna find her, okay? Hang on. Act 2 is coming up here right now. Oh my God. You're going to fucking find me. I don't think so, Masternature.
We'll see. Get out. Calm down.
All I wanted was a German Shepherd. That's all I wanted was a German Shepherd. You could give me that, Savannah. Savannah. What? Savannah, I love you. But why could you get me a German Shepherd? You make $8 million a year. Your poor mother has suffered greatly down a Marshall.
Oh my God, Master Nature. That's in bad taste, Master Nature. Oh my fucking God. Hey, CB25, IB27. Oh my God. Where's CB Fit? Where's CB Fit? Hey, CB Fit. Yeah. Yeah, make me a moderator, Master Nature. Make me a moderator. But I'm never in your fucking live. Well, how the fuck I'm gonna wow make you a fucking moderator? CB. Fuck off, man. Well, fucking, I don't know where you from, man. I'm from the fucking Delta. I don't know where the fuck you came from, man. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, anyway, somebody wake Mrs. John up because MD is really getting fucking kicked up here. Yeah, fuck off. Get really fucking kicked up here. Miss John, wake up. I don't know where the fuck you are. Last time, Mrs. John made an excuse about, oh, she had to order some fucking food or some shit. Remember that fucking excuse she pulled? Yeah, I had to order some fucking fish and chip. All right, Mrs. John. Well, whatever. But MD is getting revved up. He's getting kicked up here. I can't fucking handle this shit no more. I want out. I've been wanting out for the past 50 fucking years here. But nobody listened to me. Nobody listened. I'm just saying. Nobody fucking. Oh, God. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you fucking ready again? Oh, my God. We're never going to get through this, Master Nature, by the way.
Crime knows no boundaries.
Oh, are you sure?
And these murders have shaken us to our very core.
Yeah.
You heard the university president as well as the chief of police talk about this small community, and it's a very close, tight-knit community. And our hearts break for the families.
My heart's
who
breaking.
lost their loved ones, the University of Idaho, the Moscow community, and even within our entire state. Be assured, the Idaho State Police is firmly in support of the work that the Moscow Police Department is doing, and we are providing every resource that we can to make sure that this comes to a conclusion, and the person or people that this is responsible are brought to justice.
Person or people, there you go.
It's important that you understand that this takes a team effort. This is teamwork with the university,
Person or people,
the
asshole.
Moscow City Police Department, the Latah County Sheriff's Office, the Idaho State Police, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Why?
It takes everybody to be able to do this.
Why the FBI?
It's a balancing act.
Why the
It's a balancing
FBI?
act of getting the community the information that they need.
Why the FBI?
Making sure that we provide a case that the Latah County Prosecutor's Office can go forward with.
No reason for the FBI right now. There's no reason to have the FBI here. Unless they know that this was somehow federal shit going on or some fashion. There's no reason for the FBI to be here. This is not a kidnapping situation. This is not Nancy Guthrie. Okay? Nobody's being taken across state lines anywhere. So the question is, why is the FBI here already? Why? You're the Idaho State Police, right? You, right? Why can't you handle this? Why can't your state police, with their resources, with a domestic quadruple murder, why can't you handle it? This is not a federal case. Not yet, unless you know something where the FBI has to be involved here. Because otherwise, there's no reason for it, in my opinion, right? Right. It doesn't matter if it's a quadruple murder. See, it's horrible, don't get me wrong, but it's a domestic homicide case here. Right. And you're the state police. And I would think the state police, with their resources in a domestic homicide case, would be able to use them effectively. But no, we already know this is not true. 2 days after this happened, the FBI were a part of this investigation within 2 days. We know this. Within the first 48 hours.
Those government has assured me that the
Good.
full weight of all the resources we have within our state are available to Chief Fry and to his team.
Great.
Our crime lab is also involved with processing evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And law enforcement throughout the region, state and federal agencies continue to provide resources. From the Idaho State Police's perspective, we provided detectives here from this area, as well as detectives from out of the area, state police detectives, as well as patrol resources and communication assistance as well to provide for Chief Fry and his team. Following this briefing, our communications director from the Idaho State Police, Aaron Snell, if you'd raise your hand, Aaron.
Mr. Snell.
Contact for all press media inquiries from here on out. He'll be working closely with Chief Fry and his team. And we have additional patrol and investigation resources brought to bear here as well. We want to do everything we can to make sure that this is done correctly and that the people that are responsible for this are brought to justice.
The people, correct. People. That's a good word. People.
So at this time,
Just saying.
I'm going to open it up to some questions.
Oops.
That I'm sure you have, and we'll do the best we can to answer those for you.
So what's the point of that? Already, we're off message. We're already off. So, excuse me, guys. What? We're already off message, right? We have the Idaho State Police using correct terminology. People, but Moscow, they're not using the same terminology here. Person, right? Person who did this. No people, when it comes to Moscow's interpretation. Already, we're not on the same page together.
Now, the Idaho State Police in this situation are correct. You should save people. And we know, logically, now that shit that we know now, well, yes, there's more than one person involved here. Yes. And that's the correct message here. Moscow, though, they're off message. I just want to point that out. They're off message.
I'm Amanda Rowley with Crumb 2 News. You mentioned that there's an indication that it's an isolated, targeted incident, and there is an individual somewhere. Can you give us a reason as to why there's that belief there is a suspect? And can you also give a little more information on the forced entry? There's no sign of forced entry, but did it seem like any of the entries were left unlocked by any means?
I'll answer the last part there just because it's at the front end of my mind. We're not 100% sure if the door was unlocked, but there was no damage to anything, and the door was still open when we got there.
And my first question,
yeah.
if you'd like me to read.
No, I think I have it. In these cases, we take the totality of the things that we see, and they're very dynamic, right? And they're very big, and there's a lot of information, and we try to take that information, and some of it we can't share with you, correct? But we try to take that information, we try to make the best educated decision we can. We review that as a team with our detectives, along with our prosecutors, along with the university, and we try to make that best decision on that. So we, at that time, believe that there was no a threat, and our goal is to provide safety for this community. That's why we're bringing in the resources we're bringing. We want a close to this, and we want to do everything we can to let the people in our community know that we care. We want them to feel safe. We want them to be safe, and we're going to do everything we can to do that.
Okay, but you didn't answer the question, though. See?
One more question.
He didn't answer the question. Really. He got there, but then he went into this little spiel about wanting to protect the community. So whatever.
Videos or anything
right?
From the community to help put together that timeline.
Yeah.
We obtained a copy of Twitch video, and family members of the Gonsalves family were able to identify Maddie and Kaylee in those videos at a food truck ordering food. Is the police department, our investigators, aware of that video, and has it helped put together that timeline?
We are aware of that video, and it has helped. It gives us a time and space where we know that two of our victims were, and that helps us a ton, and we'll continue to follow up all leads that we can and continue to gather those.
Any indication of a party at the home that night?
This will be the last one, okay? I understand. Not that we know of, not at the home. We know that the other, let me get the names exactly right here. We know that Zaina and Ethan were at a different party on campus. But that timeline will still help us if other people know about that.
Thank you.
Chief Wright, John Webb with KHQ. On September 12th, there was a vandal alert that was sent out about a potential stabbing threat on Paradise Path. Does this have any connection with what we've seen so far?
Not that we know of it, but we're following every lead, every piece of information we get.
So there was a stabbing threat September 12th. Well, gee, what about that?
We are following up to ensure that nothing has...
Little G operating, probably...
gone unturned. We want to have the individual identified, who is the suspect of this eventually. So we are literally looking into every aspect of everything.
And you guys have said repeatedly that there's no threat to the public, but we don't know who the suspect is. We don't know where he's at. How is there no threat to the public?
Well, that's kind of an unknown. Like I said, we took the information that we had at the time. But we do need to be aware. The individual is still out there, right? We need to be vigilant. We need to...
So there's still a threat to the community, right?
Watch out for our
neighbors. Right.
We're a community policing
right.
community. We've said that.
Inbred bulbous creation?
It's a community that watches out for each other. We need to continue to do that.
That doesn't answer the question. Is there still a threat?
Until we can...
Doesn't matter how inbred and tight-knit you are. We already know that.
close this off and make an arrest.
You're inbred. Of course you're tight-knit. Because you're fucking inbred.
Why has there been such limited information over the past couple days? I mean, we're almost 4 days into this. Why has it been so limited?
That's a difficult... we have a lot of information coming in, and we have tried to push out some information through press releases, but the reality is
4 days.
I probably should have been standing here a day or so ago, but I'm here now. We're going to continue to be here. We're going to continue to give you the
Where were you?
We care about this community. I care about this community.
Okay, great. Why do they keep saying this? I don't know. We get it. You care about the community. He must have talked about this now three or four times now. We get it.
This community to be the safest community around. So
yeah, he is. There is something driving that for sure. I mean, we understand that you care about the community. But you don't need to say it 6 times in the fucking same little fucking speech here. I mean, something here is driving this. We're all about safety. Hey, we're safe. Everything's safe. We're all safe, right? We're all safe. We don't call it a threat, an active threat, even though it is an active threat, right? Everybody's safe. Gee, I wonder where that talking point came from. I don't know. Let's think about this. Oh, I don't know. Hey, everything's safe. It's okay. We're all safe. Okay.
So the mayor's called it a climate.
And we care about the community.
Is there any indication that that's true?
We're looking into every aspect of this. I'm not going to stipulate whether it's one thing or another. We're going to continue to investigate until we have the facts, because really it's the facts that will drive what the cause of this is, and as we gather evidence, we'll get that. So,
one last question, if I could, Chief. Have we looked at any boyfriends or any ex-boyfriends, any spouses as a potential suspect?
I will tell you, we are looking at everyone. Every tip we get, lead we get,
and the survivors.
No one that we're not going to talk
except the survivors.
There's no one we're not going to interview. There's no one that we're not going to look into. And we're going to do our due diligence. We're going to make sure that nothing goes unturned. And that we do everything we can with the assistance of all the resources we have to get a final answer.
Thanks, Chief Fry.
So there were, sorry, I'm Emma Epperly with this Book's interview. Hi. So there were other roommates who lived at that residence. Were the roommates home at the time of the attack?
There was other people home at that time, but we're not just focusing just on them. We're focusing on everybody that may be coming and going from that residence.
So since they were home, was it a hostage situation?
No, it was not.
And then they didn't call it into police, so were they injured?
They were not injured.
Yeah. See, right. You've seen this before, right, guys? Early on here, the press, when they were having these conferences, they were asking the right questions. These are absolutely the right questions to ask. They're probative questions. They're logical, and they speak to what these people are doing. So, yes, in the beginning, these independent press, right, the independent press here, they are absolutely asking the right questions. Well, what about the roommates? Why was there such a delay in the call? Yes, these are the questions that absolutely these are the right questions. Yeah. And they have no good reasons for them because they know there's no way to rationally explain it. So, yes, we said this before. Already in the very beginning, the press, these independent journalists here with these independent news agencies, they were spot on with, yes, we're getting right to the heart of the bullshit. And the heart of the bullshit was always the roommates. That was the heart of the bullshit. Like the heart of darkness, right? Joseph Conrad, right? The heart of the bullshit has always been the roommates. And some, not just this reporter, but other reporters, of course, picked up on this.
But like I said, we're still following up
absolutely.
with everybody that could have been in that area.
And how can you
See, he wants to deflect from that. He keeps saying about, well, we're looking at everybody or everybody in the area. That he's completely deflecting away from them too. He does not want to get into any details about the two, quote, surviving roommates. So that's why he says that. That's why he's saying, well, we're looking at everybody, everyone here. Let's not focus on them two. We're focused on everybody. That's why he says that, and that's why he's doing that.
say it's a targeted attack?
Right.
If, you don't have a suspect.
But you don't have a suspect.
Like I said, we take the totality of the situation. We try to make the best bit of information.
No, you're saying it's a targeted attack, but you don't have a suspect. So again, the principle here is you don't know what it is. You don't know what it is because you don't have a suspect. You know, it could be anything. You don't know. And you have no theory about who could have done this.
And then we make our decision off of that.
Again, this could be a one-off situation. This could be a serial murderer that's been operating in the area for the past 20. You have no idea if this is targeted or not.
So at this time, I'm not going to expand upon that.
But you're an idiot.
We do have a suspect out somewhere, and we are looking for that individual to solve this.
Individual.
Hi, Rachel's son.
How do you know it's one person?
I just want to clarify something you said earlier. Over the past couple of days, the information that we've been getting is there's not a threat to the public. Then earlier I heard you say you can't be sure that there is no threat. I just want to clarify what
yeah.
Your stance is on
that. What's your stance? Good question.
So we did
great question.
Still believe it's a targeted attack, but the reality is there's still a person out there who committed 4 horrible crimes. So I think we got to go back to
Idaho State Police says people.
There is a threat out there still, possibly. We don't know. We don't believe it's going to be to anybody else, but we all have to be aware of our surroundings and make sure.
See, that is damning right there. That is damning. That leads me to believe here that they know who did this. See, it's always been like this. They know who did this. And they know who did this. And they know, again, it's more than one person, but whatever. They know who did this. And they are monitoring, they have them monitored. Because listen to what he says. This totally is a contradiction within what he says here then, right?
There is a threat out there still.
So I think we got to go back. Let's do this again.
There's still a person out there.
There's still a person. Again, one person.
Committed 4 horrible crimes. So I think we got to go back to... there is a threat out there still, possibly. We don't know. We don't believe it's going to be to anybody else. But
we don't believe it's going to be to anybody else. Well, if this is Brian Kohlberger we're talking about, well, right? You don't know that. Because it shouldn't have been to them in the first place, right? This is completely random. Right? So... how do you know? Look. That answer is probably the worst. This is the worst answer you possibly could give here. It contradicts itself. We can't look. So he's saying yes, there is a threat still out there. However, okay, we don't think he's going to strike again. Well, how do you know that? See? That's the worst answer you can give. Oh my, these inbred fucking people masquerading as, they're mall cops, guys. We know this, they're mall cops. But it's really disgusting to see these kinds of answers because that's not an answer. Yeah, there's a threat. Listen, this is what he says. Yes, there's still a threat, but we have reason to believe that it's isolated, and this, whoever it is, we don't know, he's not going to kill other people. I mean, how do you know that? unless you have a pretty good idea that you know possibly who could have done this, and you're kind of monitoring his behavior, right? Otherwise, you don't know. You have no idea. That is the worst answer you could give to that question. Because the question is there still a threat to the community? Do people have to fear for their safety? And we're double speaking in the same sentence. This is double speak, right? That's what it is, right? Yes, there's still a threat, okay? But we're not emphasizing the threat. We're not emphasizing that part, okay? We're emphasizing the other part, which is, yes, despite the fact that there's a threat, still, we kind of know possibly who did this, and we don't believe there's going to be any more murders after this. That's essentially what he's saying. And in this moment, how do you fucking know that? How do you know that? You don't know that unless you do know who did this right away. You know, you got a pretty good idea of the people that did this, or person, okay, whatever, people. And they are being sort of monitored in some fashion. I mean, otherwise, you have no idea who these people are. You have no idea. You have no idea who they're going to target next. You have no idea if this was some sort of money play. You have no idea. You have no idea. That's the thing. You have no idea. We know it's a bloody attack. We know there were 4 people killed, right? We know it was bloody as fuck, right? Like beyond necessary bloody as fuck. We know that. Okay? But when the minute that Dylan Mortensen started coming out with her story, that's where everything got tossed. See, that's where once Dylan emerged, right? And now she became into the public sphere with her story, because the roommates, right? The roommates have to have a story about how they survived. And that's where we really get into problems in this case. It's when we start crafting the narrative of the 2 surviving roommates is where we really start to get into trouble. Big trouble. Because, first of all, Moscow and Idaho, and they don't know how to write a story. And when you have two surviving roommates who were fully capable of calling 911 from any moment in time on their phones, and they didn't. That's where Moscow, that's where the story really started to fall apart here. However, prior to that happening, right, we have really good independent news agencies there in Idaho asking really good questions. And this is the kind of shit that we need to see. See, this is the kind of stuff that these are the questions that need to be asked, right? Not just in this case, but I'm just saying, these are the kind of independent journalists that we need more of, right? To ask these questions, not just of this kind of shit, but in general, like rational-minded, tough, probative questions, right? Things that don't make sense. That's what we need more of in this godforsaken country. Yes, we need that. We need that. And we need that in droves. That's what we need right now. See? We need 10,000 of these people right now. That's what... And not only that, we need not only 10,000 of them, but we need them in real and legitimate news organizations. See, we need that. And that hasn't happened, I don't know, since 1974. Yeah. Excuse me, 19, probably, no, excuse me, let me tell you when it really changed over. It really started to get fucking changed over around 19, let me pick a state, let me pick a year, when it really started to shift, okay? It started to shift around Ronald Reagan's second term in office. Really, you could trace it back to then, around 87, 88. Perhaps we could put it as early as the Iran-Contra hearings. Remember the Iran-Contra hearings back in the 80s? Remember those? Gee, I wonder how that fits in now to what's going on. I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, we could peg it as early as Iran-Contra. Yeah, when we started really not getting the shit. You know, some people put it back to the Kennedy assassination, but whatever. I'm just saying in general, when it comes to hard-hitting journalists, that kind of stopped around Reagan's era. Yeah. And then it was regulated to small, like you see here, like local, small, independent sort of journalism. That's where it was regulated to. That after that, not mainstream media, of course. That was all altered at that point. Yeah. So anyway, the history of altered media. Well, we could trace that back a long time, but I'm saying you gotta define that category specifically. Yeah. But anyway, Iran-Contra, don't forget those hearings. Gee, and again, I wonder how that plays into what is going on now, actually. There's a connection there somewhere, I think. Probably. Yeah. That we've been dealing with Iran illegally for a really long time. What up? Ollie North. Remember Ollie North? Oh yeah, I forgot the thing. I forgot the very thing that I went to go get. Oh my god, Masternature, you're fucking crazy. You're losing your mom. You never had it.
It's alright. Oh my God. Yeah, I'll play loud. This guy. Sunshine day, sunny day, ripping me off. Sunny for day, ripping me off. I love you, sunshine for day. Thank you for ripping me off, black man in the Mississippi Delta. You fucking ripping me off, just like Led Zeppelin. Just like Jimmy Page, hey? Just like the fucking Beatles. Everybody ripping Tyrone off here down in the Mississippi Delta. And fuck you all, Sunshine for Day, and everybody else ripping my shit off. Fuck you. Don't give me no credit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Hey, Willie. Hey, Willie. Where you at, Willie? Where you at, Willie? Willie Dixon, where you at, Willie? Yeah, where you at, Willie?
Tyrone, take it easy, all right? Yeah, they ripping me off my. You know how much fucking royalty? You know how many fucking royalties I should have right now, based on fucking Mr. Jimmy Page and the fucking English white blues. You know how many fucking royalties I should have here? Like, I don't know, 2 billion or something like that. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Fuck you, Masternature. You rip my shit off all the time. You give me no fucking credit. Nobody give me credit. My God and love, man. They say, Tyrone, why don't you get any credit for what you do? I say, I don't fucking know. You ask them. You ask them. Where's Mrs. John? Oh, Miss John here. Oh, where? Oh, I missed a lot. I missed a lot of people here. Welcome, Dame Queen of the Beer. Now I gotta turn the Masternature. Now you gotta turn the fucking page here. Oh God, what a joke. Here we go. All right, hang on. Oh God, okay, you look at the candle there. Look at the. Well, we need to look at the. All right. Well, who did I miss here? Where Miss John? Why is it spitting? Miss John, oh, you having butter? Oh, now you think you're funny. You think you're fucking funny, don't you? Look, it's been building up to this crescendo, Mrs. John. Now we gotta wait for you. Who's Rupert? Who's Rupert? I don't know who the fuck. Oh. Hello. Hello, Dame dear. What's up, Ashley? Brogdon. Ashley Brogdon. Yeah, well, I'm glad you had food. We were, oh my God, Mrs. John. I can't believe you returned. Okay. Well, listen. Now that you're gonna put okay, here we are. Wait a minute. Wait. Did you see this? Did you see that? All right. Here we go. Don't forget that. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, here we go, Mrs. John. Look, MD's been pumped up all day, waiting for your fucking. Wait for you to eat, I guess. Waiting for you to fucking eat fish and sticks and fucking shit.
That's how we do it.
This is how we do it. Oh God, here we go. Hey, what do we? Oh my! Oh, he's already eating.
Tostadas.
Oh.
Damn head.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. Oh, now it put. What is that? Big egg there.
Gee, gotta get that.
That's definitely farting tonight.
Oh God. See, there we go. See, that's where you gotta kick him out. Look, whenever he starts to talk like that, you gotta fucking kick him out of the fucking house. I'm just saying. Hey, he would not be welcome in my fucking shack. No fucking way. Yeah, okay, put more cheese on it there, butter. I'm surprised we didn't see any butter there, actually. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, he almost bit his fucking finger. Look at that. I think he almost bit his fucking finger off there. Look, that's why you have to monitor this shit. Look, he went in for a big fucking bite, and he almost took his fucking finger off there. Oh, my... Mrs. John, how could you watch this, dog? Look, I think look, he's biting his finger. What the fuck is going on? Oh, my God. He doesn't even know he almost bit his fucking finger. Look, this is why, Mrs. John, come on now. You know what I'm talking about. Baltimore, Maryland kind of shit. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. Okay. How about this? What kind of weird sanatorium you got over there? I'm trying to think of one. There's a lot. How about the Tower of London? Okay. Hey, Mrs. John. How about the Tower of London for the? I mean, well, it could be useful. I'm just saying. I love you, Miss John. You and I think the same way. Hey, I'm not griping you, and I really hope you win the war. But MD is very, very, I don't know, he has some sort of grudge against you. But I just want to let you know that I'm secretly rooting for you. Because, yeah, this is like Tower of London kind of shit I'm watching here. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, my God. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Oh, my. Mrs. John, we're talking. Look at this. Mrs. John, that is Tower of London kind of fucking nonsense going on right. That's where this one go. That's where this one go. You go to the Tower of fucking London. I don't want to hear it. Oh my God, get the fuck out of here. Look, back in my day, you remember in the Mississippi Delta, if I saw that shit coming down the street, he going straight to the fucking... Well, we had our own version of the Tower of London in the fucking Delta. Let me tell you, it was not pleasant. Not pleasant. Oh, actually, it's more like an old, abandoned fucking church, made out of... yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, look at that. Made out of fucking... it was made out of fucking wood. And, yeah, like, it was old. It was old. It's like... It was there before the beginning of fucking time, kind of old. And, yeah, that's where they carried out. That was like their version of the Tower of fucking London. But, yeah, this thing here, he would definitely find himself in that wooden fucking ancient structure that was, meant just for these, well, kind of like the Tower of London, actually. Bye-bye.
That's how we do it.
Oh, my. Well, no, we ain't doing it. No.
Master Nature, your subscriber count just dropped again, like 10. No. No, it's going to go up because people actually want to laugh.
All right. All right. The Legend of Pokey Creek.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Mrs. John, you missed Barbara Streisand. No, it wasn't Barbara Streisand. It was people eating paint. You missed that. All right. Lead paint, Mrs. John. You know we can't be eating lead paint here. Okay, good.
Hey, boy. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know. Well, you can get back to them ripping me off. Or you can carry on to the bulbous head shit you got going on here. Maybe a little bit more to bulbous head. And, this is bulbous head number 6529.
Still, possibly. We
bulbous
don't
head.
know. We don't believe it's going to be to anybody else. But we all have to be aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're watching out for each other.
Why?
Okay, and then one other...
She's like, okay.
I know you said when the call call came in, it was for...
Why would we be watching out for each other if there's no threat, right? But there is a threat. There is a threat, but we have no reason to believe that this threat, he's going to kill more people. Okay, I guess, right? But you need to be aware of your surroundings.
For an unconscious person.
That's exactly what he's fucking saying here.
And also that was a stabbing.
Fucking inbred.
Just from an outside perspective looking in, like, that would be not the first thing a person calling in would think.
You're right.
Yeah, you think? There you go. They're already... Look, they have limited... This is what makes these people so smart here, okay? As far as you and I know, they have pretty limited information here, right? But with the information that they do have, they are really making good assumptions here. And that's what makes these journalists here so smart. And that's what, it's very stunning here. How good their instincts are here in this. Listen to this.
Like, that would be...
Yeah, let me get back to what she asked.
Aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're
yeah,
watching
whatever.
out for each other.
Okay, fine.
Okay, and then one other follow-up. I know you said when the call came in, it was for an unconscious person, and also that was a stabbing. It seems, just from an outside perspective looking in, like that would be not the first thing a person calling in would think.
Exactly. That is a beautiful question, because she's exactly right. That goes to the last live that you and I were on, right? Nobody can describe the crime scene accurately. And this journalist doesn't know that yet. She has information, don't get me wrong. But that question that she just asked speaks to that very fact. How is it that you got a call from 911 of an unconscious female, right? But based on what you're telling us what happened, it was a quadruple murder, which was a stabbing. How is it that these two things are completely at odds with each other? Why is that? Fry? See? Yes, already we're picking apart the story. Because the story, these people already know, in their instinctual reporting ways, they already know the story doesn't make sense. Yeah. And see, we need about 10,000 of those people. Yeah. Or more. Or how about all of them? Yeah. Because that question is exactly right. Why is it that the 911 was about an unconscious female, yet that was not the case at all? This was the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so why is the 911 call, and this is part of the reason why they fucked the script again. This is part of the script. The original script, remember, Hunter Johnson throwing away an animal, right? Right. Anyway, they never nailed down this part, okay? And that's why Fry can't answer this. And that's why nobody has ever been able to answer that question in an accurate manner, in an adequate manner. That is logical, and that would satisfy all the conditions here of logic. Yeah. So this reporter, she is dead on with that question. Dead on. Dead on. And why? It's because the roommates are absolute suspects in this case. And the media here, the journalists, they already know that there's something wrong with the roommates. They already know that. And that's why they're asking these questions. They already know the roommate, there's something not right about this scenario. Yeah. And they already know it. They're smart, okay? And they already know, wait a minute, this does not happen like this. That's why they're asking these questions, right? This kind of crime doesn't happen like this. Especially not with two survivors, okay? And one that saw the perpetrator. No. It doesn't work like that. And they know that. They know it. And this bulbous inbred creation, part of a pseudo police department that is really just a lackey for Latah County, he cannot answer these questions adequately. Right. So that's Moscow. That's Moscow, please. Yeah. Now, what else do we learn? The Idaho State Police, they're calling this they're calling this crime. There's people involved in the crime. That's what the Idaho State Police are saying. They're saying people. There's more than one person here. However, bulbous head creation inbred number 75,000 in Idaho, he's saying no. It's one person. One. So mixed messaging. Who are we listening to? Who actually knows what's going on here? You know, already from the bat, we are giving everybody mixed messages here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because they don't know what the fuck is going on. Right? Or if they do know what's going on, right? They're trying to, they're trying to do everything in their power to dissuade the press from, at least number one, talking about the roommates. They do not want to talk about the roommates. Every time the roommates are brought up in these news conferences, they get completely uncomfortable with questions about them. Yeah, they do. They seriously, that happens often here in these interviews. They get very uncomfortable with these roommate questions. Very uncomfortable. Very. You can see it in their answers. They tense up. In their body language, they tense up. And they get very vague. Yeah. Because they know this is the weakest part of their story. That's why. Yeah, that is the weakest part of their story. And not only is it the weakest part of the story, it's the part of the story that absolutely makes no sense. And so that's why every question that's asked about the roommates in these conferences, that's why they're so fucking dodgy and stressed. They know that is the worst part of their story. And of course, Fry knows that. Absolutely knows that. Yeah. Definitely. He knows that. And the press know that. The press...
You're right.
Watch.
What we got was that it was an unconscious individual.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't until our officers arrived on scene, went in to do caregiving check on the individual who was unconscious, that we found the scene that we found.
Okay. Yeah, but her question was, that's fine. That's the toe of the line. Fine. But her question was, why is there a discrepancy, though, between an unconscious reported female and what you found? Right? He doesn't address that.
Thank you.
See, she doesn't press it. The reporter, she doesn't press it. You could have pressed that. You could have said, well, that doesn't answer the question. Why is it that the people that called 911, how comes they didn't report anything that has to do with a stabbing? See, you could have pressed him on that for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, see, hey, you wanted the best, you got the best, right?
Hi, Heather Roberts with ABC News. Just to follow up on what she asked. So the other two roommates...
Here we go. The other two roommates...
there at the time of
they were there. Yeah, surprisingly, right?
Attack.
All the information that we have from our investigation...
Here we go.
...is that, yes, they were.
Okay. Good.
But they were unhurt.
They were unhurt.
Correct.
So is there any explanation as to why it took so long then for someone to call 911?
Uh-huh.
You have surviving witnesses to an
You have surviving witnesses. Right.
incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they
Right. We've seen this before, right, guys?
witnesses said they were there.
All right. That's not a good explanation.
911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there.
But one of them was a witness. They were. Right.
So,
liar.
You know, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not
You don't know why it came in 8 hours later.
in the middle of the night.
You don't know?
We'd love for that to have happened. Yes, but that's not how it took place. So that's why we're investigating.
So here's the question. Well, so here's your follow-up to this. Well, what in your opinion, why did it take so long, Chief? In your opinion, why did it take so long? You're the chief of police, aren't you?
Were they one of the people, were they the 911 caller?
At this point in time,
Oof.
I'm not going to divulge who our 911 caller is.
Of course not. Why not?
Integrity of the investigation at this point, okay?
That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. Why is that bullshit? Because that 911 call is public record. That's why it's bullshit. It's public record. So he could absolutely divulge who was that caller. He could. But again, whenever we're talking about the roommates, the survivors, we are protecting them at all costs here because why? That is the worst part of their story. And he knows it. Absolutely. So if he would have said something like, yes, one of the survivors was the 911 caller, they would have jumped all over him. They would have jumped all over him. And he knows that. They would have been all over him. Well, okay, right? Well, if it was one of the roommates, again, why did they wait 8 hours to call 911? And he would have no answer for that question. He knows that. He knows that. So again, what are we doing? We are trying to deflect away from the roommates. Yeah. If he would have said, yes, it was one of the survivors who called 911, these reporters would have been all over him. Yes. But he's not he's lying. Okay, so he doesn't want to have to deal with that.
Are you able to tell whether the same weapon was used on all 4 victims?
That's why we're having the autopsies done. The autopsy will confirm that and hopefully collect some evidence for us.
Hopefully.
From those, that's what you do. The autopsies is to try to be thorough and try to...
Is that why you do an autopsy?
Gather more.
Is that why you do autopsies? I didn't know that. I didn't know it. Thank you.
That would probably...
You know, this person has never been involved in a case like this, so it's almost like he's talking to himself. Yeah.
Something that would come out later.
Yeah, you're an idiot. You're a bulbous, inbred, fucking Palouse idiot. Just like the rest of your fucking people out there. You should not be wearing a uniform at all. Again, you should be shoveling shit in the fields of Idaho making potatoes. That's your level of education and mentality here. Okay? Absolutely. These people should not be anywhere near this. He needs to be in a cart pulling an oxen, right? Shoveling up the oxen shit. That's his level of bulbous, inbred mentality. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Just like the rest of them here. They all look like this. They're all idiots, by the way.
Nothing that we have identified.
Except the roommates.
Take about 2 more questions, all right?
Oh, okay.
Hi, I'm Tim.
Wait, was that 2 or 3? Hang on.
Any robbery attempt? Anything?
Any robbery attempt?
That we have identified.
Nope, no robbery attempt. Cool.
And I'm going to take about 2 more questions.
Oh, I thought he put 3 fingers up there. Sorry, guys. Hey, one shot.
Daily Evergreen. I was just wondering, were the 2 other individuals present at the home when police responded at noon?
Ah.
Yes.
Great question. Well, we know those.
Chief, if you don't mind elaborating a bit more on those 2 people. Was it 2 people? What have those people shared about circumstances of that night, what they saw or didn't see?
What do you think?
Well, I'm not going to go into
I can't get into
that. That night. Obviously, that's part of our investigation. That's part of the
information.
Right.
Sure.
To build our company.
Okay.
So,
build your narrative, right?
As far as that goes, we're not going to go any further in.
Build your narrative.
On what they know, what they don't know.
Right.
How many were there?
We believe 2.
You believe 2? We believe 2. Yeah, that sounds very weird, though, right? The way he says it. It's very strange. It's like he doesn't really know.
What they know, what they don't know.
How many were there?
We believe 2.
Okay. We believe 2. Yeah. Just look, that. Oh my God. Okay, so. Yeah. Do you understand that the way we're answering that question? It's very weird. It's just weird. I'm sorry, we're nitpicking, right? That's a weird way of answering that question. How many were there? Well, there were 2, right? There are 2. Not, well, we believe there are 2. Like, almost like jovial about it. Like, so what do you mean? What? Maybe there's 4. 3. I don't know. I can't tell because the tone of voice and the way that question is answered is fucking weird.
As far as that goes, we're not going to go any further.
Okay, listen.
On what they.
How many were there? How many survivors were there?
How many were there?
We believe 2.
Okay. Look at. Do you see what I'm saying? That is almost like. I don't know what you call that. Even though I'm not. It's either I'm not quite sure if there's 2. But I'm sort of like excited to answer that in a really strange way. Even though, wow, that's really bad. It's really bad. You're going to say this. You're going to say, there were 2. Flat, right? This is going to be your tone of voice and body language. There were 2. There were 2. There were 2. Flat, there were 2. That's it. Let me move on, right? We're not going to be like, well, we believe it's 2. Like, you're not going to, oh my God. Inbred, fucking bulbous creep. I'm telling you, inbred Palouse. I'm telling you, and that it comes from the Indians out there. No, I told you this. That's where this inbred shit started. It carried all the way down the Palouse and then through a couple different states. Especially Moscow. Little city that it is. Town, whatever. We believe so. Wow. And so the follow-up question to that be, what do you mean you believe so? Is there more than 2? Right? Right. If you get an answer like that, your follow-up is going to be, well, did you get 2 or not? I mean, yes, it's 2. Is there more than 2 survivors? Okay? You got to answer it flat, right? 2 and 2 only. Like, the way this idiot inbred answered it was his tone of voice was jovial, right? And he really didn't seem to know for sure. Oh my God. Fucking inbreds. That's why I hate fucking inbred people like this. And they especially should not be police officers. That is the most disgusting part of it. Holy shit. Again, these people should be pulling oxen, shoveling out their shit in Idaho. Yeah, that's what they should be doing, these people. Yeah, but they don't want to do that. You know, but that's their intellectual level, though. Not much better than an oxen pulling a car. Oh my God. And then guess what? Those journalists know it. They know it. They've seen that show before. They've seen this show before in Moscow. And they know some of those reporters, they know exactly. I got a feeling they know exactly these people are fucking bullshit and lying to them, to their face. Absolutely. Hey, let me know when you find Scott Green's tears there. I didn't see any tears from Scott Green, even though I'm wiping my eyeball for some fucking reason. No tears, my friends. No tears. No tears. Right. Oh, I was very sad. Oh my God. I can't believe this happened to my career. Maisie! Maisie, why? Yeah, but MD, here's the problem. You're not crying, though, are you? No, I'm not crying, actually. I'm just very upset for no reason, see? But I'm not actually crying, though. Well, yeah, that's what I thought. So why do you keep doing it? To make it seem like I'm heartbroken when I'm really not. Oh my God, MD. So you perpetrated a fraud against the garden. You're really not heartbroken against me. Well, no, I am heartbroken, Maisie. And why are you pushing me? Mrs. John already pushed me to the limit, and you're just adding on to my trauma and grief and suffering. And hello, this is Nancy Guthrie reporting back. I'm still in the mine shaft. Hello, this is Nancy Guthrie on scene. This is Nancy Guthrie on scene. By the way, people, I'm still in the mine shaft. Okay, would somebody get me out of the mine shaft? Oh my God.
This is what you want. You wanted the best garden, didn't you? Well, sometimes that extends to Nancy Guthrie, okay? I can't control it up here. And well, I didn't take a poll, did I? I was supposed to take a fucking poll, and this fucking asshole made me forgot I was supposed to take a poll, right? Should Stanley be let free? Oh my God, Master Nature, I totally forgot about that poll. Oh my God, you're an asshole. You really are a fucking asshole. Oh my God. Oh, okay, anyway, this is Nancy Guthrie still reporting from the mine shaft. Somebody get me out of here, please. Oh I'm in Pima County, not in Maricopa County.
Oh my God, Master Nature. How you report misinformation? You should be ashamed of yourself, Master Nature. Reporting misinformation like you are? Oh my fucking God. Disgrace. You're a disgrace. You really.
I hope you like that. All right, shifting a little gears here. Oh, we shift gears sometimes. We do. It keeps things fresh and hot. Just like my #1 radio station up here, huh?
Yes, it is.
But, with all things getting on, we must get on to the punchline of the show. The punchline.
All right. Part 1. Act 3. Part 1. What do we got? Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Act 3. Right, Act 3. All right, Act 3.
You're like, wait a minute. Just what I always wanted. Okay. Yeah, I don't think so, Master Nature. I think they had enough with Part 1, but anyway. Just saying. But, speaking of you, and throwing away, getting rid of, and tossing out things like, animals, right? Right. Down mine shafts. Down mine shafts. Yeah. Here we go.
This morning, okay. Come check because they thought they saw someone in here last night, and they went into the rooms. I came over when they called, and I opened the door and I saw that. Okay. Let's go ahead and step downstairs here. Is there anybody else upstairs? Or anybody else? I don't know. Don't touch anything. Don't touch it. I grabbed that knife in the kitchen because when I went in there, I didn't know if there was someone in there. But okay. I just grabbed it to make sure. You got your ID with you? No, I can tell you my name. Okay. Sit right here. Nobody else inside? Is there anyone else inside?
I don't know. They should, if they were in there, they're under.
Stay here. Stay here.
If they were in there, where would they be? Wait, if they were in there, they'd be in the where? If they were in there, they're under something. Who are we talking about?
Is there anyone else inside?
I don't know.
If they were in there, they're under. What are you under? That's interesting. Listen, I know. Remember, we're the greatest. But listen, because what the question is there anybody in here in the house, right? And the chick talking, I'm not sure who that is. She says if they're in there, they're under
the tunnels.
I can tell you my name.
Oh, Master Nature, are you going in the mud?
Okay, sit right here. Nobody else inside?
Nobody else inside. Hunter Johnson yells out, is there anybody else in here? And then you hear one chick, I don't know who that is. She says, if they're in there, they're under something. Is there anybody else inside? I don't know. That's Dylan, right? That's Dylan first. She says, I don't know. And then, right, we get two other female voices.
Nobody else.
I don't know.
Is there anyone else inside? I don't know.
That's Dylan. Blah. If there were, they're talking to, there's two of them talking together here. That makes it difficult to understand.
Is there anyone else inside?
I don't know.
They should be, so we hear if they, yeah, that's very odd. That's very odd.
Nobody else inside. Is there anyone else inside?
I don't know.
They should be, if there were in there, they'd be under something. Under, I don't know. But I think that's Dylan. She's talking over this. So it's very hard to understand I don't know who the other girl is talking. But Dylan is fucking, of course, Dylan is a fucking idiot. She's the prime, okay? So Dylan is talking over her. Of course she would be. They should be, if they were in there, they'd be under what?
One second.
And then they don't pursue it any further, right? They cut it off. They stop asking. Because he didn't understand that, right? Because they're all talking once.
You want to go ahead and have a seat over here? One second. Take a half step outside. Let's go outside. House isn't clear yet.
People might still be inside. We're going to be clearing the house. It's not 100% empty. Just hold here. We're going to be clearing the house. It's not 100% empty. Just hold here.
What?
It's not 100% empty. Just hold here.
I don't know what he says there. Man, guys, we're in a real fucking hurry here, aren't we? Okay. Hey, we got to clear the house. We're in a real big hurry to find, I don't know, survivors? Right? Give me a break. Look, give me a fucking break. Just give me a break. We know, guys, we know. What we're seeing is not, if this is real, if this is how they actually investigated within the first few minutes of discovering the bodies, if this is actually real, I mean, I don't know what can you say? How this is gonna, again, the worst. Look, you know there's two other potential roommates in the house. Well, where are they? Dylan lies and Bethany lies, but Dylan lies and says she doesn't know. And this is another reason why you're going to arrest these people. This is another reason why you're going to arrest Dylan and Bethany on the spot. Because they're still in the house. And they know that. There's no way they could not know that. Why? Because they're right in the house with them. First of all they have to do is walk outside their door and go up the steps. Okay, that's number one. Number two is they have tracking devices on their phones. Number three, nobody's responding to alleged texts and phone calls. Okay, number five, there's no threat in the house. Okay. Dylan already says this. There's no threat. I watched them go out the door, whatever. There's no threat here. Okay. I mean, how many reasons do you need here? Right? So, yeah. We all know this is ludicrous. I hope we do. Because if this is exactly what happened and this is how Moscow approached this crime scene, if that's accurate, well, then we know this is the worst investigated quadruple murder that I think we've ever seen in our life. I mean, at least me. Oh, my God. I mean, hands down. It doesn't even compare to anything else I think I've seen. By a long shot. I mean, give me a break. I mean, it's not only piss poor, but that's why we parried it. That's probably why I parried the shit out of it. Look, you got some idiot in the house who actually has a knife. He tells you he has a knife, and you just saw two stab victims who were mutilated. And you don't know what to do with them. You walk them outside the house. You put them inside in front of the door. Okay. All right. You let them go. You let them walk to the rest of the people that are standing across the street from the house, which is absolutely bizarre. I mean, look, we already know this. But I feel like I have to keep bringing these points up to reinforce the fact that if this is real, okay, if this actually was how they approached the murder house, again, it doesn't make it any better that it's real because it's horrible. So it depends what you want to go with. Do you want to go with the reality, which is horrible, of how they actually investigated this? Or do you want to go with the more likely scenario that this was horribly written script, okay, and nobody knows how to act properly when it comes to a quadruple murder scene? I mean, take your poison here. No, pick your poison. Whichever way you want to go, okay, it's pretty bad. If you want to go the legitimate non-mud route, it's bad. If you want to go sort of the semi-mud route, it's horribly bad too. Wow. I mean, just from an objective point of view here. Look, give me a break. Look, again, why? Because. Why? I'll give you the reasons. Because, remember the crime scene photos, right? If those crime scene photos are accurate, and they're not fucked up in any way, Xana's room was a butcher fest. So if those crime scene photos are accurate and genuine, okay, anybody who's looking into that room, there is no missing the fact that this was taking pigs to a slaughter. You cannot miss that fact, okay? And the question, again, is always this. Why, we posed this last time, and nobody can answer this. Why is it that everybody who's talking on the 911 call cannot describe the slaughterfest in Xana's bedroom? Nobody. It's a farce. It's a joke. Hunter Johnson is at the center of this joke. Yeah. This is the worst. Again, why do they want to why do they always want to get away from the roommates? Because two reasons. This is the worst part of their story. Number two, this is the part of the story that makes no logical sense. And that's what makes it the worst part of their story. And they know that. They know that how they try to write this part of the story, it's going to fail. Because this scenario doesn't happen. And so there's going to be no good story to concoct around this, because this scenario is next to impossible. That's why you and I know the story around the roommates and everything about it is a farce. Because you cannot write a coherent, logical story around something that is almost next to impossible. Yeah. Unless you're the greatest writer on the face of the planet, okay, you are not going to write a narrative to explain this. Okay, you're not. And Moscow certainly, and Idaho and the FBI even, they still couldn't write a coherent story around this. Because why? Because this scenario is impossible. That is why. It's an impossible scenario. Okay. And unless you're Ernest Hemingway or John F. Hemingway, Shakespeare, I don't know, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Catcher in the Rye, right? I don't know, you can name anybody you want. Aristotle, yeah, whoever. Unless you're one of the greatest writers ever to walk the earth, you are not going to write a coherent narrative with the roommates. And you never will. You never will. You never will, and you never will. No, because there's too many factors with them and the 911 delay that you cannot explain it rationally. Believe me, this is a point that we've talked about millions of times here, right? There is no logical challenge to that. There is none. Not given every variable that we know about that happened in that house. So given all the variables that we know, it comes down to that. It's impossible for this scenario to have taken place. It's impossible. It is, not only is it logically impossible, it's emotionally impossible, and it's cognitively impossible. Okay? Yeah. And these interviews that we see with the roommates, that only confirms that there's no emotional reasoning here behind the story, because there is no matching to what happened here to the roommates, to the victims, and their emotional demeanor. That there's no connection between these two things. No, not in any of their interviews. And then why is there that disconnect? Is because there's two reasons why that is. One, because they were a part of the crime. Okay, that's reason one. Or two, Moscow, for some fucking reason, decided to hold these two as close to their vest as possible. Did not want them to be looked at as suspects at all. Not at all. They were never interrogated properly. We know this. They were never offered lie detector tests. We know this, right? So from the very beginning, they were protected. And we have to ask, why is that? When these are the two prime suspects in the case. These are your immediate suspects. The people who are left alive are always going to be your suspects. Always. We've seen this over and over again in cases like this, and homicides. Whenever there are people left alive in a house, okay, if they're adults, now I'm not talking about children. I'm not talking about young kids, okay? Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about adults, functioning adults here. Okay. Usually, one of these adults was a part of the murders. Okay? I'm just saying. For real. Yeah. Yeah, for real. Because why? Here's why. Because you don't survive something on this level of brutality and murder. You are not going to survive this. The chances of survival, again, we talked about this, it's like you winning the fucking Powerball. That's the odds. So so in all these, and this is what angers me probably the most, right? All these fucking so-called cold case detective, murder experts, homicide experts, former FBI experts, they all neglect the fact that the totality of the scenario, it's impossible. Okay. They all want to neglect that. Yeah. They do not want to talk about the roommates. They do not want to talk about the roommates in a coherent fashion, where none of these people want to consider the roommates as suspects. They already took themselves out of the game. And it's what's really despicable is that people who tout themselves as rational thinking, analytical thinking, down to the nitty gritty thinking here, right, of what happens, right? These people go the exact opposite direction of what this case calls for. People like Ken Maines, I bring him up a lot. Yeah. For somebody who touts themselves as somebody who's extremely logical and analytical when it comes to crime scenes, gee, you don't consider the roommates at all? You're an idiot, Ken Maines. Along with the rest of these people, they're all charlatans. They're all charlatans. Maybe at one time they were good in their careers, but they're all charlatans now. Because if these people were real homicide detectives, the first people you're going to consider as suspects are the survivors. That's always been the case. That's never changed. That's never changed. Never, ever has changed. When it comes to good homicide detectives, that has never changed. But for some reason, in this case, well, we know why that is. First of all, number one, these are not real homicide detectives. That's number one. Number two, you have one single entity controlling the entire town of Moscow, Idaho. And that not only Moscow, Idaho, but other University of Idaho spreads a long way here. Yes, it does. It has its tentacles in many things. That's number two. All right. On and on. But anyway, my point is, what is most despicable to me is that these people who claim to have all this experience in the forensic field, they refuse to say on camera why they ruled the roommates out. Now they all look like fucking idiots. Yes, like they should. So Ken Main, like for instance, he's not going to do another video explaining, now that we know, when he takes into account all the information that we have, he's not going to go and do a video and say, well, there's no way I can really explain why this is. See, he's not going to do a video like that now. See, Ken Mains, like people like that. Because they already look like fucking retards that they are. And they are. So don't get suckered into people like that. Don't get suckered into these people. You know, they do not. Again, I could pick out a million channels here that refuse to acknowledge that Bethany and Dylan are the prime suspects in this case. They've always have been in the prime suspects. Okay, Hunter Johnson, yes, absolutely too. I'm just saying, when it comes to the survivors, these are going to be your prime suspects. And that has never changed here. When it comes to good homicide detectiveness, that has never changed. Ever. I don't think that's changed since Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, for Christ's sake, knows this. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, he knows this. And he's 200 years old. So, fuck these people. Fuck them. Welcome to the electric church. Welcome, this is what I say. Welcome to the new guard. The old guard is dead. The old guard is dead. Whatever they are. Whoever they are. You know? We're taking it back to fucking Sherlock Holmes here. Not these fucking people who are now grifting. They're grifting now. See? They're grifting. They want you to buy their books. Because they know their careers are over with. They're done. So, the new guard always throws the old guard over. And we're not buying into the grift here. The grifting. No, the old guard is dead. We are Sherlock Holmes because that's where it needs to go. Rational, logical, and fucking orderly in our thinking. You don't need much more than that, okay? The old guard is dead. God save the Queen here. The old guard is dead. Remember that. We're talking Sherlock Holmes kind of fucking analytics here, my babies. Yes, indeed. And these fucking people, whether they like it or not, they're going to get it through their thick fucking skull that Sherlock Holmes shit, we're talking, hey, we're going to get medieval on your fucking ass. That's where we're going here. The old guard is dead. They are just grifters now. Grifting. on their little books and their appearances at things. That's what they are now. So they're irrelevant. The old guard is dead. It's dead. And we are going to bury them. See? That is the electric church. Yeah, if you didn't know by now, that is the electric church, baby. Yes, it is. Fuck you. Okay. Yeah, for real. So let's get back to that. Wait, well, you forgot about it. You forgot about the slip kid, didn't you? You threw me away, didn't you? You threw me away. You forgot about the slip kid. You forgot about the slip kid. Yes, you did. All right. Well, Act 3 must come to a close, and, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, and, I guess there's going to be a good chance that I will see you again tomorrow, my loves. Everybody, welcome Tony, and welcome everybody I missed. I apologize. But tomorrow is another day, love. And my great hope here is that you're having a good week here. I hope you have tomorrow, listen to me, my loves. Tomorrow is going to be absolutely wonderful. Okay? It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. And you guess what? There's no changing that fact. So I don't care, right? If we struggle against that, it doesn't matter if you struggle. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. And so no reason to struggle against that. I'm just saying. There's nothing you can do about it. So, just saying. You got to accept it. That's all I'm asking you to do is you got to accept it. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But, I hope you like this. And, I just want us to remind you. Sorry, guys. Ads. I wanted to remind you about a little thing, and then I must say goodnight to you. But remember this. But hang on.
You were what is it, a paratrooper or a parachutist? Or shoutist?
Let's make a difference. 101st Airborne, Fort Campbell, Kentucky,
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm just saying, Mr. Jimi Hendrix, right? He was in the 1st Airborne. Okay. Yeah. He's not a schmuck, right? But this is important to the electric church here.
We almost wore the same things tonight. It would have been embarrassing.
Dick Cabot's an idiot. Right, Dick Cabot?
I turned him on.
Yeah, he's a schmuck. Dick Cabot's an idiot.
I heard
Jimmy's taking it easy, though. Jimmy's just like, yeah.
I want to clear something with you. I heard this expression, an electric church, as an ambition you had. Was this speaking metaphorically or poetically, or do you really want to...
Honestly, I don't know. It's just a belief that I have, we do use electric guitars. Everything, is electrified nowadays, So therefore the belief comes into, through electricity to the people, whatever. That's why we play so loud, because it doesn't actually hit through the eardrums like most groups do nowadays. They say, well, we're going to play loud too because they're playing loud. And they got this real shrill sound, and it's really hard. We're playing for our sound to go inside the soul of the person, actually, and see if they can awaken some kind of thing in their minds, because there's so many sleeping people.
Welcome all to the electric church. All right, baby. That's right.
You can call it that if you want.
You can call it that, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, you called it. Okay. Yeah. You call whatever you want, Jimmy. All right. Yeah. Yeah, for real. For real. Anyway, guys, I'm glad you are here. Don't forget to like me. You can subscribe too. I'm not gonna bite your fucking face off if you subscribe. Well, unless you piss Stanley off. Stanley might bite your face off. He might bite your face off. But it's not going to cost you any fucking money. I mean, well, let me qualify. MD is running a special campaign. He is unleashing on April 1st of 2026. MD is unleashing butterfacefinders.com. Okay. Well, now we talked about this. Now, butterfacefinders.com is going to be a dating website. It's going to be on Android, and iPhone, and well, it's $59.95 per month. All right. Now listen, it's a monthly fee, all right. But you get access. Well, there's a couple levels here, but $59.95 a month here. It's gonna get you access to all the special features in the dating app here. You get to unlock things like well, we got a special game you can play in the app. It's called Chase the Cow, and yeah, and then we have this is the premium tier here. We also have another game called not just Chase the Cow. We got another app that you can play with your potential date. It's called How Do You Water Corn? And so these are very special. Look, you cannot get these games on any other dating app coming up. We got Chase the Cow, and we got How Do You Water Corn? These are very intricate dating games here. I know you're going to love them. Okay, I know you're going to. Look, that's just a small taste of what you're going to get on butterfacefinders.com. Okay, now I know you're excited. Now I'm excited too. I know $60. Well, it's not $60. It's $59.95 per month. I know that seems like a lot right now because we're at war with everybody and everybody's at war. I get it. Gas is like I think I saw gasoline at it was like $9.75 or something like that. But anyway, I don't know. I may be wrong, but it's really high. Anyway, but look. You get exclusive access to those games I just told you about, and you're gonna connect with your Butterface really quickly. Like these games they're designed for you to connect with your Butterface, like within the first 72 hours that you are talking. So there you go. I hope you like that. All right. Well, that's my promo. I hope you like it. Master Nature also has a store. You can buy T-shirts and shit. And don't forget that. Anyway, don't forget that. I just say. But you don't have to do that. Anyway, I'd rather have you spend your money on on the $59.95. I'd rather have you spend your money on that, okay, than some fucking sweatshirt in Master Nature 2012's a store. You know what I mean? And you gotta look if you're gonna spend money. You better do it wisely. And the wise choice here is you better get on butterfacefinders.com. I'm just saying, you better get on it. The dates are going to go fast. And, well, you got those 2 exclusive games here. Yeah, it's called Chase the Cow and How Do You Water Corn? So there you go. All right. There we go. Hope you like that. All right. We are the greatest of all time, if you didn't know that. If you didn't know we're the greatest of all time here, you better pass it along to your friends here because we spread like a virus. Okay, well, but a good virus, a good virus. All right, you don't have to scratch or sneeze for this one. You just have to pass it along. Say, well, here's the virus. Now you're in the electric church, baby. Now you're in the electric church. All right, here we go. Here we go. You one of the best. You got the best. Oh my God! Thank you, Tyrone. That was actually one hell of a promo. Yeah, here we go. I'm glad you did. I think the app is going to be successful. Tyrone and MD, you guys are really. Woman, so weird. Sorry, guys. Until tomorrow, my loves. That's right. Welcome, baby. Well, come on now.
Wait a minute, 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 wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Don't you go just yet. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I know what you're thinking. How can you go out like that, Master Nature? Well, all right. I understand that. But, well, okay. Actually, it's a pretty good way to go out. Hey, by the way, Jimmy was waterboarded to death, by the way. You didn't hear it from me. Remember that theory that Mr. Jimmy was waterboarded to death? But you didn't hear it from Stanley, okay? Hey, I talked to Jimmy up time. Did you forget? We talk to people up here, all right? Now, Jimmy, I talk to Jimmy a lot, because I love Jimmy. See? And so anyway, Jimmy told me a few stories. Anyway, I'm not going to say any more right now, but... oh, my God. All right. That's right. We all know. We all know. Now, this is one I'm going to end with. I'm going to end it with this. I really love this song, but the version that you're going to hear is not the... It's not the raw version. It's a more cleaned up version. But still, I can't... I have the original version, but the original version is not on YouTube. Okay? No. But I have the original version, as many people do. It's not just me. A lot of people have this version. But still, I wish I could give you this. All right. I really like... Why do I like this? Because the jam and the how do I put this? If Jimmy worked this out to a full-fledged recording, the fucking guitar work in this piece, to me, the guitar work, the time changes, the whole structure of the song, okay? It's kind of basic, don't get me wrong, but goddamn, if he could have structured the song, if he would have pared this down a little bit, no, not pared it down. If he could have tweaked this song, I'll just say this. If he could have tweaked this one just slightly, I mean, it's not gonna be a fucking greatest hit probably, but it's wow. But again, this is not the original version of it though. The original version of this is let me think about this. The original version of this is probably about 3 minutes longer than this version. 3 minutes longer. Yeah. The jams are much more extensive. And anyway. Not that you want to know that, but I think you now got an idea what the electric church is, I hope. Yeah. Yes, you do. Electricity, baby. Electricity, baby. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Electricity. I know. We're wandering. But listen. How do I put this, right? You guys know. I'll talk about this next time. It's irrelevant. It's slowing things down. Let me just say this. 99%. Let me back up. 95 to 99%
of paranormal videos that you see on YouTube are not real. They're fake. They are fake. Probably 99% of them are fake. Just saying. Okay. However, there are a few that I've seen, come across, not just on YouTube, but elsewhere, where, and I'm talking about maybe 3 at best. 3 out of probably, 500? But anyway, 3 at best, where I'm like, that's very interesting. Yeah. Well, and there's one thing that these 3 videos have in common. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay. Because, why? Because I think, well, first of all, anyway, people fake this shit all the time, first of all. They fake it all the time. They want to get clicks on TikTok. A lot of this shit is driven by TikTok, shit like that, right? So they want to get their views. Most of these things we already know they're not real. Right? 99% of the paranormal videos on YouTube are fake. They are fake. They're fake as fake and fake and fake. Yeah, all right, they are. Okay, they're compelling. Don't get me wrong. They're compelling, but they're fake. They're fake. Fake and fake and fake. 99%. However, there's about 3 of them, 5 of them maybe, that, and that's okay. And that's okay. Because when you're trying to prove something, and first of all, you're never going to prove the paranormal. You're never going to prove that. Okay? But, however, 3 out of, 1,000 things is not bad when you're trying to prove something that may or may not exist. Okay. So welcome all to the electric church, baby. Yeah. And now if you can dig that mentality, well then you dig me. Because 3 out of 1,000, when you're trying to prove something that's almost, it's impossible, maybe. But these 3 cases that I'm thinking about, they all have one thing in common. And I'm not going to tell you what that is, but they all have one thing in common. And it's actually pretty, it's very similar. Let me just say this. It's very similar to the 3 things the 3 cases that I'm thinking about. What I'm talking about is very consistent throughout all 3 of these separate things that I'm thinking about. It's extremely consistent. Now, does that mean it's not faked? No, right? Could be still faked, for sure. But, what I'm going to say about what I'm thinking is, it's the subtlety. It's the subtlety that proves these things. So, it's the subtlety that's going to give you question here. The subtleness, right? It's the subtlety here. So, it's not the overtness, of course. No, it's what is subtle. And so, you just have to think about that. That's all you have to do is think about the subtleness here. That's it. Because if you can find that subtleness, well, then you're going to see the connection between the three things or whatever. You'll see the connection between these things. It's always subtle, not overt, right? Subtle, almost imperceptible, but not. See, it's not imperceptible. But it's not something that you're going to normally see. But it's not invisible. It may be partially obscured by clouds, right? Like Pink Floyd, right? But it's not going to be invisible or hidden that you cannot see. See? Yeah. And that is the Idaho 4 case, actually. In a good way to explain that. It's like that. You know, it's partially obscured, but it's not completely hidden from sight. Of course not. Now, one could say that the most important things, though, are hidden from sight. You can make that case. But I think we have enough information to go on at this point that says, yes. I think we have enough information that has been released at this point to say for certainty that Dylan and Bethany were never treated like proper suspects. Moscow did try to cover them up for some reason. I don't know why. We still don't understand how they really got to Brian Kohlberger necessarily. Like there's no straight line to him. I mean, whatever. The characters that are surrounding this case. We got a perpetrator in the house with a knife. We have document 77. Who outlines who is the profile of the killer. So anyway, you can cite a myriad of different things here. But what's very frustrating is Brian Kohlberger himself. Brian Kohlberger frustrates me. He's not talking. He's never talked. So I have to take that in consideration. Right? I can't just forget about him because I'd be a complete idiot if I did that. Right? He's the guy in jail for this. Nobody else. So, why? And Mr. Kohlberger needs to talk. He needs to talk. I think he needs to talk. I think he needs to, then again, again, it's very difficult to believe. But if he's the guy, then if he is the guy, it's still, in my mind, you still need at least 1 to 2 other people in this crime. You still need more than one person. You have to have it. Dylan Mortensen fulfills the role. Absolutely, I'm still sticking with that. She fulfills the role of the gatekeeper. She is the gatekeeper. She left that door open. She was in charge of Murphy that night. Dylan Mortensen had a lot of responsibilities that night. Absolutely. Why? Because still, here's my point to this. Nobody can explain Murphy the dog. And that's another point here. You cannot overlook that. So every time you think you got a straight line to Mr. Kohlberger, right? You cannot forget about these other pieces that nobody has been able to explain coherently or rationally or that fits the actual scenario of the crime. That's why this case is so maddening. Because the minute you want to go down the Kohlberger road, you got a detour off the road to the other credible sources, the more credible things. Anyway, all I know is the old guard is dead. They're dead. God save the Queen. That's all I know. But no more listen to these fucking people who claim to be former FBI. No more. These people, they don't know shit. They don't know any more than you and I fucking know. And again, what are we doing? We're taking it back to Sherlock Holmes fucking days, baby. When it comes to the rational, logical, and orderly thinking that takes to make a fucking case. I'm not talking about DNA. I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about the actual construction of a story that fits the crime. The story that fits the crime. Without that, you're fucked. However, what do we know? What do we know happened? Ann Taylor, right? She sold out. She convinced Brian Kohlberger this is the best thing you could do. She collected her huge paycheck from the state of Idaho. A humongous paycheck, by the way. And she went on her merry way. That's what she did. That is Ann Taylor, fuckfaces, who still think that she's somehow some sort of good defense attorney. Fuck you. She was never a good defense attorney. Never. Oh, maybe within the first couple of months, okay? But she got overwhelmed rather quickly. Well, within a year. But she didn't think to hire other staff. Okay? That's bullshit. You know? That tells me she's a totally bad. If you already know you're getting sort of, you got to fucking call in some guns here, baby. You got to do everything in your power, right? To fight against what's going on here. But she couldn't do that. She had no other resources. Fuck you. You're weak, and you should have been off the case within the first 3 months. All right? Fuck you. You're not a defense attorney. And that's why she needs to surrender it, because she's not a real defense attorney. These people, she collected her paycheck after 3 years, right? And that's why, she's such a tough, fierce fucking defense attorney that in a Kohlberger's fucking restitution hearing, Ann Taylor couldn't bother to say 2 fucking words in his restitution hearing. Remember? That was all Bika, right? Ann Taylor refused to say 2 words for Brian Kohlberger in that hearing. And she's the lead defense attorney. So fuck you, Ann Taylor, you cunt. You sold him up the river. He never had a chance in this case. Why? Because he's not rich. He's not wealthy. He doesn't come from a wealthy family. Okay? He never had a chance with that. Not like Karen Reed. Okay? So, yeah. So, Ann Taylor, you better be listening to me. I want you to surrender your law license. You are not an attorney. You play one on television. Okay? But anything that you got from Idaho is fucking... I could wipe my ass with it. Based on the standards that I have seen that Idaho perpetrates, I wipe my ass with anything that says State of Idaho, Idaho University. I wipe my ass with it. It's meaningless to me. Yeah. You talk about a paper tiger. Quick break, and then we're going to wrap it up, my loves. Well, look, if you want to destroy this case, you're going to ask 2 questions. If you want to destroy this case, you're going to ask 2 questions. The first question is, how is it that Dylan Mortensen survived? And number 2 is, how is it that Murphy the dog survived? Okay, those are the 2 questions you're going to ask. I mean, you could throw Bethany Funk in there too as you want. That's fine. But whatever, it's the same question, really. Nobody can answer these 2 questions. Not with a logical answer that fits the crime. That fits the crime scene. Nobody can answer these questions. And when you put the 911 call in the mix, again, nobody that makes it even more hard. That makes it even harder for you to explain. See, and those are just 3 pieces of information that you cannot explain together. Funny how that is. But anyway, the point is, here's the point. Brian Kohlberger, he didn't have the money. He was not rich. He was not wealthy. He had no proper defense. Okay, it's not like you could hire the best goddamn defense team in the world. Okay, no, of course he's not Karen Reed, right? So again, if Brian Kohlberger, I wonder what would happen if Kohlberger actually did come from wealth, did have money. I wonder what this would have turned out to be. It would have been a whole lot different, in my opinion. Absolutely, he would have walked. No doubt, because there's virtually no evidence. In fact, there's really no evidence. And the so-called evidence that there is can easily be refuted. For sure. However, that's not what happened, as we know. But I'm just saying, I fully believe if Brian Kober was afforded the same privilege as a great defense team, the same as Karen Reed, he would have walked away. Yes, he would have. No doubt in my mind. And that, what does that say? That says, well, we know what that says. There is no real justice, right? There's no standard here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Ann Taylor folded beneath the sun, my love. We already talked about Ann Taylor. Look, we already talked about her at length. She should, if she hasn't already, she probably will never do this. But, she needs to surrender her law license. She should not be practicing law anymore. That to me proves that she's not a real defense attorney. No, absolutely not. No. Now remember, I'm going to point you to another example, the restitution hearing. Okay, if you haven't seen that yet, Ann Taylor, his lead defense attorney, who is present at this hearing, okay, it's by video. She doesn't say 2 fucking words in the video. Not 2 words. That's his lead defense counsel. She doesn't want any part of it. Yeah. That's Ann Taylor for you. Yeah. She already moved on. She doesn't want no part of it. She doesn't want no part of it. Yeah. That's some big, tough fucking lawyer, isn't it? When you can't even say 2 words at your client's fucking restitution. She couldn't say 2 fucking words. Just like Stacey Chapin couldn't say 2 fucking words about her son at the fucking at the statement hearing, at the victim impact hearing. Yeah. They're all inbreds. They're all cut from the same Palouse River. Probably the same sand that Bulbous Head Payne was trying to compare against ancient sand. Remember that? Yeah, remember Bulbous Payne trying to compare Palouse River sample soils to supposedly soil found in Brian Kober's car? And the idiot didn't realize that, and this is what the technicians told him, you cannot compare ancient dirt to ancient dirt. You can never prove that this ancient dirt that I have in my hand comes from the same exact ancient dirt site that in my hand. Fuck off. You people are retarded. Oh my God. That's probably one of the greatest, to me, Brett Payne, I know he's a bulbous creation, listen. But to me, that is the biggest laugh. Comparing ancient Palouse dirt to other Palouse dirt that can be found in 7 other states. How are you going to prove that this dirt that you got is the same dirt from comparatively from 7 other states? You ain't going to do it. That is, every time I think about what he did there, I fucking laugh my ass off. That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, and they told him that. They said, you can't compare this. But they did it anyway. I mean, it's so stupid. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's really dumb. Go read that fucking shit. That shit blow your mind. Well, you already read it. Yeah. Yeah. We're digging along the Palouse fucking river. Okay? I mean, come on now. I mean, give me a break. But when somebody gives you a map, here's the contradiction, right? We're taking soil samples along the Palouse River, right? However, we got a tip that gives us a map to a location and tells us to dig at certain coordinates. And guess what Moscow police and Idaho State police did? They didn't dig. They said, Well, we don't see any tire tracks leading to these coordinates, so therefore, nobody was in this area to dig, put something in a hole. They never followed up on that. Remember that? Remember? But here's Mr. Brett Payne, inbred victim that he is. He wants to compare soil samples from the Palouse River to other soil samples that he doesn't know about that exist in 7 different states that are millions of years old. However, Moscow and Idaho State Police, they refused to go to the coordinates of a tip. They did not dig at the coordinates. Remember that? Remember. Anyway, whatever. Just another thing. Anyway, we carry on. We go away. We say goodbye. Good night. Hope you like it. Something like that. Bye-bye.
Oh my god, the camera was out for like ever. Oh my god, you're an asshole. Anyway, it's really getting late, guys. Why you push me to this level? Oh my god. You push me to the limit.
My god. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to have it. Remember, what's tomorrow going to be like? You already know. There's no change. You can't change it. Tomorrow's going to be beautiful for you. So, I don't care how gruff you are. Remember, I got Stanley, and I am Stanley. So, yeah. So I don't care how fucking asshole-ish you are. Don't be an asshole, because, I probably fucking want to kill you if you're an asshole. So, just saying, don't be an asshole. Tomorrow's gonna be great. Even if you tend to be an asshole, don't. Okay. All right. Good. Everybody can change. All right. Good.
Oh, yeah, that's true, Master Nature. Do you think Maisie could change? Oh, Maisie.
Oh, hell. Master Nature, you gotta throw him out. He's being, MD, you're being very unethical right now. You're trying to sell, I know what you're doing here. You're trying to sell the app, but,
yeah, well, fuck you, Tyrone. You're not really helping much. And, look, before my dad pushed me off a cliff, he said, you know what he said to me? Tyrone, my dad said to me, this just makes better business sense. And, next thing I know, I'm flying off the cliff.
Well,
your daddy wasn't half wrong. Your daddy was pretty right now. Oh my God. Well, yeah, I can. Well, I'm sorry, MD. Hey, come outside. Come out. I can't talk to you right now. You gotta come out here. Man, well, it does make good business sense. Yeah, but man, I can't believe you're agreeing with this. Tyrone, you're something else, Tyrone. Yeah, well, it does make better business sense. I mean, we gotta look, MD, look, listen. When it comes to a business, sometimes you have to fucking break all rules in, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm not saying your daddy's right. I'm just saying maybe your daddy thought you were losing him, and oh my fucking God. Well, that's what he said before he pushed me off a cliff. He said, MD,
It just makes business sense. And I'm like, okay, wow, my bike is really cool. And the next thing I know, there's like rocks and shit. I'm falling over a cliff, and big seagull goes swoop down, and oh, I don't know. I'll tell you. That's all right. Hey, MD, go to bed. It's getting late, and Mrs. John. Now, he already won a battle with. Yeah, he getting tired here, and well, now's a good time to counterattack, Mrs. John. I'm just saying. Yeah, MD's winding down here. I lodged everything I got at this point. Mrs. John, you listening? I don't know. Must be the fish and chips. There. We get the tan and the English rain. Isn't that right? All right, good night. Sleep tight. Well, we have to go. I hope you like this. I devoted almost 4 hours of my life to you, Garden. And, well, just remember, royalties here. I should be paid $1 billion in royalties that people stole from me. Purple Haze Part 2. That's why I'm reluctant to release that shit. Because I know it's going to get ripped off. And I know it's going to... Listen. I know it's going to get ripped off. It's going to get ripped off to fucking hell here. Like falling apart trash. It's going to get ripped off. Yeah. You know it. So that's why I'm reluctant to release this shit. Because, I don't want to get ripped off here. But anyway, here's what I'm doing here. I'm calling on the Dividend student here. Well, this is what I was talking about before, and I got interrupted with goddamn commercials and shit and stupid fucking ass. I don't care about CBS. Who the fuck is CBS? Oh, here we go. But I'm calling.